Get closer to me. Remember the rule?
Oh yeah, I gotta be really close.
How you doing, everyone? So here we are at Crunch Fitness, Bonita, Florida. And looks like we've got a full crowd here, which is great, right?
Yes.
Okay, they're live and kicking too. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, they are.
It's great when you've got everybody alive and kicking.
That's right.
Yeah,
you got breath in your body, you got hope.
That's right, especially at a health lecture.
Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
Right.
That's right.
Okay, right. So why don't you do the talking?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I just want
to... Oh, this is Kimberly, everyone.
Yes, I'm the host. My name's Kimberly. I live right here in Bonita Springs. And I just wanted to do a few things, just tell y'all a few things, just so you know.
I'm going to tell you all. Okay.
I'm going to tell y'all. I'm from Texas, so we'll get that out of the way because everybody asks where in the South I'm from. I'm from Texas originally.
Okay.
If you need to go to the bathroom...
Don't.
Yeah, don't. No, if you don't mind going out this door back here so we don't interrupt what Dr. Wolf's doing. And it's all the way at the back.
And if you can't make it to the other bathroom, which is at the other end, go to this one.
There's one here. It's just one toilet here.
Yeah.
But if you are okay to walk back there, that would be great. Okay?
Okay, all right.
You're being
Take a look.
funny, right?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Funny, right? I walked in before I came in.
Good. That's good. You're getting your steps in. So feel free to walk back there. Next is I want to say thank you to Tim and to Randy. They helped me hang all the things around here. They helped me. They brought in some extra things for me, so I'm just grateful. They were here early. They came at like 5 or 5:30. So I want to recognize them. You were a blessing to me. I didn't even know they were coming. So they just showed up for me.
There's always 2 of these in every class. Okay.
I love that. We need you. And then Debbie's here. She has her Sonic here. Okay. And so she's going to be doing treatments. She's going to be taking appointments. So if anybody wants, Doc is going to demonstrate it, but she's going to be here. And she's going to be here all month. She's going to go home after tonight, but then she's coming back on Sunday and will be here the rest of the month. So if y'all are interested in that, this is Debbie, and she's amazing. She's a trainer. She's why I'm here. She is phenomenal. So you want to get to know this girl. Stuart, Florida, on the other side of Florida. Okay, so I have some crunch passes. If anybody wants a crunch pass, then I put Braveheart on the back. So they would know that you are a Braveheart before you even tell them. But if you want to use the gym, you feel free. That we have classes. We have all kinds of classes. We have yoga. We have
it's a beautiful
Zumba.
Gym.
And all the cardio and all. So if y'all want to use any of the equipment, then I will set these out and y'all can have these. Okay? And then here's my card. If anybody wants my card, then I'll have those set. I'm going to set them on that railing over there, and y'all can take a card. It's got my email, my phone number, and all that. Okay? I'll also want to talk about the other lectures that we're doing. So we're doing this one tonight, and then Sunday, he's going to be here all day from 10 to 4. And he's going to be working on you individually. So it's going to be a great day. This is something new that he's doing, but he's just volunteering his time and the whole day for y'all. So you can get and see how this is going to transform your life. Yeah. And
we want to show you that whether you're in the medical business or whether you're in the natural health business, and this is where I usually get into trouble, that both of those things are still dysfunctional. Okay, you know, there's a lot of people that call themselves functional medicine doctors, and it's not that functional. All right, there's a lot of people that do body work, and it's not that functional, and I'm not putting them down. Okay, I've got a doctorate in acupuncture. When I first came out of school, I became a registered massage therapist, but it wasn't cutting it for me. You have to understand something. The only illness that you'll ever have is created by crystallization, scar tissue, or displaced calcium. That's all it is. And how many people actually, when you go to them, they only work on that. If they worked on just that, remember something, that you can't have any pain, you can't have any stiffness, you can't have any swelling, you can't have any inflammation in your body unless you've got a block. And the block is a physical block that was created from an emotional block because you were taught to disrespect yourself. And we're going to talk about that tonight.
Okay, I just have one more thing, and then we're going to let him have the
Talk.
floor. Because that's who you came to see him. So, I have some product here. If anybody wants, I have clappers and belly button therapy. But if there's any product that you want, I have a limited. So if not, I can help you, show you how to order it, or I can order it for you. But I'm here to help with anything like that, any questions you might have. Okay? So now I'm done. Now it's all you. I'm going to go set this over here.
Thank you, Kimberly. All right. Okay, so tonight I just want to call this little get-together that we have. I want to call it the Domino of Choices.
Do you want to sit there or no?
Now it's you can come back up in a while as soon
Okay,
as I get
didn't
this
know
done.
what you wanted me to do.
Okay, but I want you. Yeah, sure. I want you to come back in a while, but I want to just set the stage. Okay. Understand. You know what? Have we all been told that we all have choice? That's BS. We don't have choice. No, you don't. You didn't have choice. You know as well as I do that your parents totally loved you as much as they possibly could, and you loved your children as much as you possibly could with your screwed up belief systems. But they weren't your belief systems. I think we all have this clue right now that we've all been programmed. I'm going to tell you something, and this is the truth. And you know, it's easy for somebody to say something after the fact, but it isn't for me. My children would have never went to school. I did not know better. There is not one child that comes out of school after 12 years of school that is not a robot. That doesn't do self-loathing, self-hating, disrespects themselves, and they don't know what the hell they want to do when they get out of school. And there's almost not a parent that doesn't beat the kid over the head unless they've got A's or B's because they're making the parent look bad. At least I didn't do one thing. My kids used to say to me, you know what, I don't even like it, Dad. I don't really like it. And I go, here's the deal. This is a game. And I wish I wouldn't have said this either, but it's all I said because it's all I knew. And I said, guess what? This is a game, and if you can do something that you don't like and is totally boring and is a bloody waste of time, just think what you can do when you rock this thing. Wow. So just finish your grade 12, and then who cares? You don't need college. You don't need university. Wow. You don't. And you know what? And the other thing is that I only get told this a million times. I'm a quack. I'm not a real doctor. No. Real doctors are the medical profession that have never had any health training, and that they dispense drugs, chemotherapy, and radiation, okay? And I'm not putting them down, but understand something. Do not expect the majority of the population to like you, to love you, if you break from the herd. You break from your family, and you start eating differently, you start thinking differently, you start drinking differently. You won't just have family problems, you'll have friend problems, you'll have society problems, and then guess what? All of civilization that's not civilized at all, because guess what? We still send our boys off to war. And to what war? Is it really a war going on? Or are they fighting? Who are they fighting for? Well, we know who they're fighting for. The same people that made the rules for fools for the last 3 years. And everything I talk about is in some kind of secret code. And the reality is I don't give a crap about the people that don't believe in what I'm saying because they're not going to believe anything. You know, the majority of the population is not meant to rise. The majority of the population will not rise. They will not learn. They will burn. And understand something. You need to learn. You never need to burn again. You two boys, don't ever let anybody judge you again. Question your parents because they need to grow. And understand, they're not sure what they're doing either. And I'm not trying to put them on the spot. But I want to tell you something. Children are not allowed to question their parents. They're not allowed to be authentic. They're not allowed to have their own point of view. But where do we learn that? In school. You're not allowed your own point of view all the way through grade kindergarten to 12, are you? And if you do have your own point of view, you can't come up against it. Well, I'm telling you, I come up against every point of view that everybody's ever been taught. So if I think that I should be liked by more than just a small minority of the population, then I need my head checked. If I think that I'm going to get approval from any more than 1 out of 1,000 people, that's a lot.
Wow.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you the God's truth. I woke up. I stopped complaining to Lori about, I just want to be accepted. Well, then guess what? Then follow the herd, and the herd usually ends up at the butcher. Okay, yes or no, and they get sold off by the pound, and I'm not picking on them.
Yeah.
People are not stupid, they're programmed.
Yeah.
People are not stupid, they're programmed. And everybody believes they don't have a choice. And everybody and guess what? When you were here, you first came here, you were authentic. And then guess what? You felt like the ugly duckling. You felt like the black sheep. Well, guess what? You better go back to feeling like the black sheep and then become the black wolf. Wow. And then you howl. And then you never give that up again, because you know what? Would you like to be like the other 999 people that, guess what? The last 10, 15 years of their life, they go, I never finished my mission. Okay, I gave up my passion, I gave up my purpose, I gave up the gift that I had that I could have gifted the world, and I went out and got a job. Give up your job, go find your passion. Anybody that finds their passion will always have enough. Because guess what? There is a God, but that God that most people believe in is just a fairy tale. Okay, Disneyland is Disneyland. The God that actually created the whole universe has never judged us, only loved us. Are you like crazy? Let me tell you something about choices. My father was a born-again Christian, and he taught me a lot. But he taught me one thing, and that was this. I was born a sinner, and I was going to hell. And I didn't know how the hell I was going to go to heaven, so I just said, okay, I'm going to be a hell raiser. And that's what I've been all my life. And understand something. I realized something, that I have never been judged by that which created the whole universe. That was made up. I don't care how old the story is. I don't care how many people tell it. It's not true. You come down here with your authentic self, that is kicked out of you by the time you're 2. By the time you walk and talk, you're doing it like your parents. You're exactly like them, and they don't know that, but they call you disrespectful. Meanwhile, you're mirroring them to try to give them a gift. Guess what? You don't have a choice anymore. You lose that sucker real fast, because your parents do not understand that you were the gift to come and tell them that it's time for enlightenment. You have a chance here, because I'm going to take on all your good and all your bad. And then you can, Mom and Dad, you can say, Dad can say to Mom, hey, guess what? That's you, honey. And she goes, yeah, you're right. So let's watch, because if we change, she changes, he changes. And guess what? We can set ourselves free and our child. That doesn't happen here. One of the most disrespected things in the world is called pregnancy. You can eat anything, you can drink anything, you can treat yourself like anything, you can have all the fear in the world, you can have a husband that doesn't understand and all he's thinking about is, where am I going to get the money for the diapers? Because we all come from poverty consciousness and lack, because it's been bred into us from the day one. We don't deserve God's love, we don't deserve anything, and we've got to struggle, and we've got to work hard, and we got to suffer today for a better tomorrow. Well, I call bullshit. Okay, and that's it right there. And I'm going to tell you that right now. Somebody said to me, well, that's here in the circle. I haven't met anybody like you before in health. Well, I think there's time for a change. Okay, and the reality is I don't want to fit in. I don't want to fit in, thank you. I don't want to fit in. I don't need friends. I'm not looking for enemies either. But I'm not looking for approval. And guess what? Okay? I'm not going to be offended by not being liked. You know what happens when you want to be liked all the time? You'll eat anything. You'll drink anything. You'll listen to anything. You'll do anything. And why is that? You ready for this? Here's the bottom line. You can't live without love. So you'll take contaminated love for anyone. And understand something right now. I fill up my heart completely so that I can shine it on Lori. Don't walk around trying to suck off of her like some large nipple that, I need her to fill me up every day and tell me how much I mean to her and that she cannot live without me. Because guess what? If she couldn't live without me, I would live without her. You know what? When I was young and a girl would say, I can't live without you, Daryl, I went, yeah. And that's because I was empty. And that's because I did not love myself, because I was taught that I wasn't good enough. And when you're not good enough, you will go around the world looking for people to give you approval that you are worthy. I'm worthy. I don't need your approval. Okay? And guess what? Me and that, what you call God, we work together. We're a team. And guess what? I will humble myself down in front of no human being. I am not scared of anything. No system down here am I scared of. I'm not scared of that which created the universe, but I will humble myself down in front of that every night. Whatever that is, and I don't know what it is. And then people go, what a dumbass. He doesn't even know what it is. But the people that just said that don't know either. They just read a book and they decided that's what it is. Oh, wait a minute, it's a guy. And it's a grumpy guy. 1 minute loves me, 1 minute hates me. I don't know what the hell to do. How do we please it? And that's what it's always meant to be. Did you ever notice something? You never could get the carrot. You can't get the carrot. You're almost there. You're almost healthy. You're almost wealthy. You almost feel loved. You're almost everything. Yes or no? Yes. I'm not doing this. Whether I live one more day or I live 30 more years, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm just going to live authentically. Because understand something. The universe is a large PlayStation game. And you're all being gamed. And understand, why do kids love PlayStation games? Why do they love those games? Because guess what? They can die and restart. Well, guess what? We don't die, but we get a lot of restarts. Okay? And that's what I believe. And I believe that we are spirit energy and we are eternal. So I'm not scared. You can't threaten me. You can't threaten me. Nothing can threaten me. I've already been there. Had my bank accounts closed down 3 weeks ago. Okay, I had a big TV station in Canada take over $200,000 of taxpayers' money to do a story on me, to tell everybody how evil I am. I mean, it's going to keep coming. It's got to keep coming. You know what? I'd rather fit in, okay, because you're going to get done in. Fit in, you get done in. Okay? You know what? You can either struggle with everybody else and complain and bitch and complain and do all that we do, or you know what you can do? You can struggle like the caterpillar coming out of the cocoon to become the butterfly. And understand something, and that is every day you do that. You want to do things every day that excite you like crazy and scare you a little bit. Okay? And guess what? And when you remember how excited you are, you grab onto that and you write it down. I will not let my subconscious beliefs, which aren't my subconscious beliefs, because the beliefs I have were created by the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and all the other systems, that anything that I truly want, guess what, will be shut down by my parents, my friends, and by society. Because, and guess what? I tell this story, and it's a true story. Little firefly. Really bright little thing. Reminds me of Kimberly, okay? Little firefly, right? Really bright. Guess what happens? Guess what happens if you're a firefly and you're really bright? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you about a fable. Little firefly, really bright. Looks behind and goes, wow, this snake has been following me now for like 20 minutes. Snake, what did I do? Am I on your menu? No, we don't eat fireflies. Did I offend you? No. You're shining way too bright. And understand something, whether you want to believe it or not, your own subconscious will tell you that you shine too bright. Because it's not your subconscious. Because the subconscious is just a computer. It's not intelligent. It's only intelligent if you've got intelligent beliefs in it. Everybody thinks the brain is smart. I'll tell you what's smart. Bacteria. The thing that they want you to go and go like this so you can kill it. But I'll tell you what's smart is your bacteria. That's the holy grail of the body. You got You got 50 trillion cells. You got 500 trillion bacteria. And they're wishing and hoping and praying that your large intestine, which is your compost, that with this 4 inches here, that you've got more than 4 inches of consciousness, and you're not dumping alcohol into it, you're not dumping sugar into it, you're not dumping flour into it, and dairy, and seed oils, and new and improved, and all the junk food, health food. That's what, because guess what? This is your compost. If you put in organic and you put in nature's food, when it gets down here, it ferments and it creates good bacteria. And that's what makes life. They know that if they can get you to have 4 inches of consciousness, or get you to the point that if they step on your foot, your mouth drops and they can shove anything in, they've won and they've done it. You understand, nothing's going to change here. There's always going to be a corner store on every corner. The supermarket is still only going to, what? Are you ready for this? A supermarket only has 3% healthy food in it. Okay, so that's your supermarket. So take a look at everybody around and look at the shape that everybody's in. But don't worry, you're all in great shape, even if you've got 3 autoimmune diseases, because now you're in great shape if you're not in the hospital crapping out blood. But if you're crapping out blood, oh, wait a minute, that would be you. Okay, all right. But the reality is look at what we have taken as normal. Listen to me. Abnormal is the new normal. And I'm going to tell you something. I remember when I lived on the farm with my grandparents, there was an enema bag under their bed. And then X-Lax made sure that went in the garbage. And understand something right now. I also remember when I was with my grandparents, and my great-grandparents were still alive. And my great-grandparent, my great-grandfather, he was 97 years old, and he had a cane, but he walked around pretty fast. And he got into an injury because he fell off a horse. Now, guess what? Everybody falls out of love with themselves, and they go limping for the rest of their life. And they've done a real great job of that. And that came along with radio, came along with TV, came along with marketing, you know. So everybody is the end product of the marketing that's happening right now. I'm not out to change anyone. I'm not asking anybody to listen to me, follow me, do it, anything. You know, if it vibrates, it vibrates. It doesn't matter, you know. I'm 67 years old. If you think that I'm out there trying to see how much money I can make, or how big a house I can buy, or what I'm trying to accumulate, that's so long time ago, you know. I've got a lot of shirts, I tell you that much. But the reality is this, okay? That's because I enjoy it. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. This body was God-given, and I'm going to act like it. I'm going to dress it up really nice. When I was younger and I didn't really care for myself, and I was raising my family, I thought it was all about the suffering. I'd basically wear a t-shirt. I didn't care what I wore because I didn't matter. You know what? When somebody wants to look after themselves and really pride themselves, you know what? Oh my God, look at her. She's so selfish. Look at him. He's so self-centered. Right? That's right. We should all look like we got ran over by a truck, and the clothes we wear shouldn't fit us, or it should just, you know, I'm telling you the truth. Don't expect me to fit in. I don't want to fit in. Don't expect it. You know, people will always do this. They'll come on my program and they'll go, you know what, Dr. Wolf? I believe in 60% of what you say. Why do I even need to know that? Why do I need you to believe in 100%? You know, you take 2%. Don't take any percent. You know, you come along. You know, it's like you're shopping. They come on this platform, and it's like, you know what, you take what you want, and then you move on. And then you go to someone else, and you go somewhere else, and you learn, and you keep moving. I don't need to know that yours don't match mine. I'm not looking to create a cult. I'm not looking for you to follow me. Okay? All right? I don't need followers. What we need today is we need people that come get their coconut crack from the inside out, and then guess what? They become their authentic self, and they go, guess what, Daryl? What? I took your course, and I've made a better one, and I'm going to compete against, not you, but I'm going to make a better one than you, and I'm going to go all the way. And I go, well, what took you so long? You know, the reality is it took me 40 years to put this all together. If I hand it to you, you better be better than me, or you're a dumbass. You know, the reality is I had to make all this stuff up. And that's what we do. And understand something, get your imagination back and understand, make stuff up. People go, wow, where did you get that from? I don't know, I just made it up. Well, just smoke a joint, don't need one anymore. I just make shit up. And that's what you do. You make stuff up. You think about it. Don't do what everybody else does. Learn to think outside the box and do crazy stuff. You know, look at life like that. It's a big adventure. Don't look to fit in. Okay? And if you don't want to, and if you're okay with not fitting in, why don't you walk around and smile just for the hell of it? And you know, instead of saying, why don't you piss off, Daryl? You didn't tell a joke, and you didn't tell me you love me, and you didn't tell me that I was okay today. So piss off. And people just walk around and they don't smile. It doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. Lori and I, we take a crap kicking from society. Don't we, honey? Continually, and we don't care. I mean, if you saw how many times I get threatened, hey, honey? Oh, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You know, it's just people keep on just threatening. And it's like, you know, what did I do? You know, it's like this. You know, Marketplace did a show on me and said I murdered 3 people. So I'm still, I don't know why, but they're still letting me teach. And I was just in Canada. And you know, I even went online and I said, hey, Marketplace, I'm here. I'm only an hour from you. Call the cops. Get them over here. You know, these guys are allowed to say whatever the hell they want to try to destroy people. Put up or shut up. You know, that's the deal. And this is why I'm trying to tell you something. People come to this course because they want to leave this course and know that guess what? It's okay that God won't put me in hell if I totally love myself, respect myself, and forgive myself for everything that's ever happened in my life or ever going to happen to me again, because I don't remember the last time I was here and I'm going to make a shitload of mistakes. And that's it. So I'm all done with that stuff. And I'm not against religion. So understand that. I'm not against anything. I'm for you falling in love with yourself. What would be wrong if you let yourself off the hook of everything you ever did? Yeah. Would you go around murdering people? If you totally, unconditionally love yourself, would that make you a thief? Would that make you a murderer? Would you treat people disrespectfully? Or if you bought into that whole thing about unconditional love, do you think you might just treat people like you are yourself? Oh, wait a minute, you do treat people like you are yourself. You do have relationships with people like you are yourself. And if you don't unconditionally love yourself, then guess what? You play the love ransom game. You give me this, or I'm not going to give you this. You tell me you don't. You tell me you don't. Tell me that your relationships with your spouses don't work like that. Well, Lori and I don't do that. And I'm not telling you that we're above anyone. We're not above anyone. We just knew that we got ruled and schooled and fooled to fight. Men and women are taught to fight. Husband and wife are taught to fight. Everybody is taught to fight. I'm not fighting for nothing. You're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. I'm happy. Goodbye. I hate you, Dr. Wolf. Good? I'm out of here. I'm going to leave you with that. Watch the hemorrhoids you grow. You can't let go of that crap. It's going to blow you up. So I don't care. I will hate nobody. I will hate nothing. Oh, I hate broccoli. Really? What did broccoli do? Did you get hit by a broccoli? Or did it attack you in the middle of the night or what? Or did it turn on you once it was in your gut? Seriously, I hate this. I hate that. That's all they want us to do. And then we come home so exhausted that all we can do is just turn something on and just veg. That's it. That's it. Let me tell you something. How many of you here eat 3 meals a day? Guess what? I can so outperform you. Eating 3 meals a day is overeating. And guess what? I eat 1 meal a day. And you can believe this or not. I had 1 quart of green juice. I had a glass of carrot juice. I had 3 quarts of structured water with Black Diamond, and I did my Merigen and the nutraceuticals that I have because I love them. And then guess what? We went and we ate 1 time, and what do we have tonight, Lori? Is this the truth? We had a salad. I showed it online. I had a salad and a little bowl of rice, and I'm ready to go, baby. Because let me tell you something. Eating is the most lowest vibrational, hardest way to get energy, because the body needs to use 70% of your energy to digest anything unless you food combine properly, you chew your food, that you know, that you're drinking your solids, you chew your liquids, and you never sit down at the table ever stressed. You never sit down at the table exhausted. If you're exhausted, you nap for 20 minutes and you get up. You make sure you set the alarm, and before you nap, you go and you hydrate, because most people are actually exhausted because they didn't drink enough water. I mean, we talk to people all the time. Oh, I heard of this guy and he drank so much water, oh, he washed all the nutrition out and he died. Really? Okay, I heard this guy and he drank so much water that he ruined his kidneys. Where do you get this stuff? Okay, I heard this guy and he drank so much water. Yeah, there was a guy and he drowned. What's his name? I want to know his name. You know what? We are just like fools. Anybody can be programmed. And the longer that you go to school, the more that you can become a fool. And I'm not telling you to go learn something and go, but you better, okay, first of all, people go, you're not a government approved school. How can anybody take a program from you and then become get their doctorate? Well, because I can. Yeah, but you're not government approved. Well, I would never want to be government approved, because a government approved school, every book was written or rewritten by the Rockefellers or the Rothschilds from Rockefeller Printing. You think I'm kidding? I didn't wake up just yesterday. But I'll tell you, when I woke up, I said, I'm not going back to sleep. And the reality is here, you know, if I was like everyone, you see, if I wore a white coat and I was here and I was saying, hey, listen, everyone, I'm not trying to put them down either, the white coats, I'm not. And I'm saying, I've got a breakthrough drug. You take this drug and it is a scientific breakthrough, but it's only $10,000 and it's one pill. Everybody would line up for it, because everybody has been programmed for the quick fix. Everybody wants a quick fix. And I'll tell you something, everybody's getting fixed pretty quick. Don't worry, when it breaks down, we'll fix it. Oh, don't worry, we'll keep an eye on it for you. You will you? Yeah, when you come back and it grows bigger, well, then we'll cut it out. Do you understand? And I'm not trying to put them down. You can do whatever you want. Go to emergency care when you have an emergency. But are you in an emergency? Remember, a child used to have a fever and then mom used to do a little enema on it. You know, I did an enema on a little baby that was only 6 days old. It had eczema all over it. Did a little enema just with a little syringe, just with a little bit of water, and just a few drops of tummy love in it, and guess what? The mucoid that came out and the fever came down within 5 minutes. Now, we could have rushed that baby to the hospital. I'm not trying to down anything. Thank God there's emergency care. But emergency care should not be used as daily care. Daily care should be you. And it's not called Daryl healthcare. It's called you with self-care. You knowing how to look after yourself from the moment you rise until you close your eyes. That's it. That's it. You want to come to me, take what I have if you believe that I know what I'm talking about, and you want to create a perfect day for yourself, and then you don't need, look it. You know, they've got it all planned out for you, just like the bee. At this age, you get this kind of checkup. At this age, you get this kind of checkup. At this age, you get this kind of checkup. Well, what if you didn't rot out? You do know that nobody has a disease unless their tissue's rotting. So that means wherever the disease is in your body, you've got tissue rotting. And you do know that you should never have smelly armpits. You do know you should never have a smelly groin or vagina. You do know that you should never have bad breath. And you do know that everyone with a disease and everybody that smells is full of worms and fungus. So just know that. Because guess what? If you walked in, did anybody notice that, and honestly, I was there at a point in my life, that if you smell poo, you could smell poo. And a lot of people can smell, and it smells like poo here, doesn't it? Yeah, smells like poo down there, doesn't it? Okay, honey, you roll over to give honey a kiss in the morning and she goes, oh my God, please go brush your teeth. Somebody crapped in your mouth just a minute ago. So the reality is, but you all take it normal. Don't worry, you've got your mouthwash, you got your perfume, you got your deodorant, and guess what? Oh, of course, you don't realize that you're rotting from the inside out. Now, this is what people don't like. Did he just call us rotten? Did he say, well, actually, I hope you know, people are decomposing. That's what you're doing. Understand, 99 out of 100 people have worms.
Oh, no.
And understand this. You'll never have to do a worm cleanse again if you get a perfect day. You'll never have to do any cleanse if you have a perfect day. I never have to do an ultimate coffee enema. I never have to do any type of cleanse because I have it set out. I do my daily cleansing too. I do my black gold. I do my black diamond. Okay, and black gold and black diamond, they're the best parasite heavy metal cleansers and fungal cleansers in your body that you could ever have. And guess what? They dump off 70 micronutrients, so, you know, it's the richest thing you'll ever do. And the reality is all you have to do, and guess what? When you bring up your vibration, are you hungry? No. Because everybody's hungry because they don't turn off the nutritional energy trigger. So when you bring up your energy to a certain level, because you ate energetic something, you're not hungry. You're always hungry because the food you're eating doesn't have a light or frequency in it, which means that even if it has minerals, they're low vibrational. Even if it has vitamins, they're low vibrational. Even if it has certain things, they're low vibrational. Like I do not ever want to be in the supplement business. I'm in the nutraceutical business. There's a big difference. Everything is measured by vibration and frequency. Okay, so, you know, you can take, like, believe it or not, most products in the health food store, I'm not downing it, you got to start somewhere. And if you don't have a lot of money, and you can start there if you want, or just stay there. But the reality is I know because we manufacture our own product from beginning to end. And we search out the best in the world. And I will tell you that the majority of products out there, the bottle and the cap and the bottling cost way more than the product inside the bottle. And that is about 98% of all nutritional products. Now, I'm not putting down companies, not going to name them, but I'm going to tell you something. You'll know. You'll know the difference between high vibrational, light energy products. You'll know it. Okay, guess what? Before you had a physical body, you were just what? What were you?
Light energy.
You were light energy. That's right. And guess what? The light energy from your mother, okay, not a lot from your father, that was over pretty quick, but the light energy from your mother and the light energy that you brought into your mother, the two of you took the invisible and created the visible. Okay, the two of you, her light energy and your light energy actually did what? Okay, they took something that didn't exist. Now remember something, if you don't believe me, Einstein is known for one main thing, E equals mc squared. Energy creates mass. And that's right. Guess what your thoughts do? They create things. Guess what? Take a look at your body tonight. Take a look at your life. Take a look at everything. Your relationships. Take a look at where you live, what you drive. Take a look at everything in your life. And guess what? There's your belief systems. And they're not your belief systems until you are abundant on all levels. And you will never be abundant on all levels if you buy into the BS stories, the dysfunctional belief stories, okay? Most of them that we've been told. How about this? It's as good as it gets. That's BS. I am so grateful for everything that I have, but I want more. Because I can be more. I know I'm more. And I will have more. I'm not talking about houses and cars. Okay, I don't even have a car. Lori does all the driving because when we first got together, she noticed that I kept hitting things. So the deal is I don't drive. Okay, and that's always because my mind is always on creating things. And I understand something. I'm there for my patients and for my practitioners. I'm there for them. Almost every day before the day's over, I've made every call back, haven't I, Lori? Some days it goes into the next day. But the reality is guess what? whether you want to believe this or not, and you think I'm full of it, I'm not looking for a following, but we are family. We all came from the same creator, and it doesn't matter whether you're a Presbyterian, Catholic, it doesn't matter what it is. If you get off on it, it gets off on you, and it's bringing you up, I say all the better. Okay, whatever your beliefs are, as long as they don't have a hold on you, long as they don't guilt you, long as they don't judge you, long as they don't put you in the corner, long as they allow you to breathe and open up and be yourself, I say, I don't care what it is you believe in. You believe in anything you want, because that which created the universe doesn't have a personality disorder that you might make something up. How are we doing so far?
Good intro.
Amazing.
Okay, well, I've said my piece. So what we want to do is we're going to have Kimberly come here, and she's going to help me out, and we're going to go around and we're going to ask questions. Kimberly, they're going to ask the question, and if you don't mind, you can repeat it,
Okay.
or I can repeat it. I mean, you know, you're not my slave.
No, I'll repeat it.
Okay.
I'm glad to do that.
Okay, but you know, well, I just want everybody to understand that, right? This is all about teamwork. And understand something. Does everybody notice what I try to do? I try to diffuse the almighty great Daryl, don't I? Let's just get rid of that crap right away, or else we're not going to have any fun at all. Right? Okay, I trust you that I poop the same, and I do a lot of things the same as everybody else here. And you know what? If anything, the more that we get known, the more we need to humble. Don't ever put yourself below me. And that's the thing I tell people. When you call me, just say, hi, Daryl.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you comfortable. And people will call up. You know what this thing is that the more people know, it's like, you know what? First thing they do is, I'm sorry I called you. Really? Why would you be? Let me tell you something. Ever since COVID, I'm so very sorry. It used to be I'm sorry, but now I'm so sorry. Do you not hear the so sorries? Okay. Can we just stop that?
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Wolf. You work for me. Yes, I know I do. And I'm honored to. Do you understand? We were all created by the same creator, and we're all going back there. I don't care if I piss everybody else off, but I don't want to piss that off, because I don't even know what that is. But I want to do this right. Don't you just want to do it right? And I don't want to do it because I fear anything, because I don't. I just want to do it right. Don't you want to just do it right? Don't you want to just be kind? What about being kind to yourself? What about just being kind all day? But you're not going to be that way if you've got gas cramps, if you've got heartburn, if you've got a headache, if you've got muscle pains, if you're underweight and you can't gain weight, if you're overweight and you can't lose weight, if you have a dis-ease or you have negative symptoms, you can't be your authentic self. And remember something, whether you want to believe it or not, how many beautiful relationships have broken up because we're grumpy when we're in pain? How many people, that's what they want. They want us to fight each other. And understand something, pain is a God-given GPS. When you have a little bit of pain, just a teeny bit, if I have a little teeny bit of pain in my knee, I know I'm going to get there with my elbow and do non-surgical on my knee. If I have a little bit of pain in here, I'm going to make sure I clap it, do some DMSO, or I'm going to get Sage, or I'm going to get one of my practitioners to go in here, because I know it's just scar tissue, and scar tissue is only the absence of light. When you pull the scar tissue apart and you allow the light to come back in, it turns instantly back into beautiful connective tissue, no more pain. And now it's elastic, because now we got the blood flow and the lymph flow, and I'm telling you that. Once you get the calcium that you've pulled out of your bones that have made you stiff as a bone, stiff as a board, have given you arthritis, okay, all right, have, people go, oh my God, I've lost inches, I've lost calcium. I mean, medical doctors go, hey, I've lost a couple inches, doc. Yeah, that's the calcium. Well, what did you do, head shrink? No, that's just the discs in between your vertebrae They got inflamed because you got infected, because everybody in here poops in their pelvis. I can prove it if you want. I'll go through and I'll tell you what I see and why you do. And understand something. If you were to do bowel management every day, because your large intestine is the holy grail, before your heart, before your kidneys, before your brain, before anything else, if you were to master your large intestine and understand it's the most important muscle and it needs to keep its tone, it can't be inflamed, it can't have spasms, it can't have hemorrhoids, it can't have diverticuli, it can't have fistulas, it can't have fissures, it can't have polyps, and all of these are caused because you're rotting out. You're rotting out. And that's what they want us to do, is rot out. They rot us out here with beliefs of being unworthy, having no value. Oh, I just like, I am so glad that I am who I am. And it's a good thing that because I act like this, I also don't care what people think about me. Because if I cared about what people thought about me and I didn't follow along with the herd, I would be devastated and hurt. Do you get this? Okay. I answer to one being. That's it. That's it. That's it. And that's all. And I don't get into the whole thing. It's personal. And the reality is this. Source everything. Learn to be quiet. Learn to be at peace. Because that which created everything doesn't need to scream at you. It will whisper. So when you got to get up at night and go, oh, I got to pee again. Well, of course, there's going to be urine in there. That's because you've been drinking. And if you wake up, you'll go, yeah, there's always going to be something in there. So get up and have a friendly pee. And then guess what? Go sit quietly. And guess what? Find out really why you woke up at 3 a.m. Because there was an answer for you. Because you can't hear it in the daytime when all that stuff is going on in here and all that stuff is going on out there. Just give yourself 20 minutes to a half an hour and just sit there and go, thank you. And go back to bed and say thank you. Don't ever get up and go, oh my God, I got to pee. Now I'm going to have trouble going back to sleep. This is all bred into us. And then guess what? You lay there going, I'll never get to sleep. I'll never get, well, yeah, if you just shut up, you might get to sleep. Do you understand? No, you have to understand. You have to understand that you already have it all. You already have it all. And that's what we're going to teach you in the Whole Life Coach course. Yeah, and that starts on Wednesday. And it's not too late if you haven't signed up. There's still 2 spots left, and there's 2 spots in the Wolf Non-Surgical. And I'll give everybody 100% money back guarantee. You come the first day, you're not happy? Lori will give you the money back, won't you, Lori? Yeah. But it will be a check, and they've been known to bounce. No, but we will. We'll give you a money back guarantee for that first day, and we will. That you're in the right place. You'll know before you finish that day, I promise you. Will they know?
Yes.
Come on up, Debbie. Come on up and talk. This is Debbie, everybody. She is a master trainer. That means that she's basically taken all the courses 3 times, okay, because she just couldn't get it right the first and second time. No, because guess what? Repetition is the key, okay? Does anybody understand something here? Okay, all right? That, they say that you have to repeat something. Well, to get something and really get it, you've got to repeat it 200 times. Now, guess what? When you hear people repeating things, they do it in school, don't they? Well, because they do it in school, because they know they can program you. But when we get out of school, don't be talking to yourself and don't repeating things, because everybody's going to think you're crazy. But in school, that's all they did, right? But when you get out of school, no, if you want to teach yourself something, repetition, repetition, repetition. And that's why you got to do the Braveheart oath over and over again. Or just say this all day long. I am love, I am healed, I am Braveheart. Okay? Or just, you know what? Make your own up. But you need to become your best cheerleader, right, Deb?
Yes, you do. So,
guess it was just over a year ago, I came to just learn a non-surgical technique so I could help friends and family. And my partner, who is Dina, she's not here tonight, but she's like, no, you have to take the whole life. You got to understand
It's okay.
everything.
You don't have to leave, sweetie, with the baby. Never leave. No, you stay there. She can do whatever she wants. Okay, she's the smartest one in the room. Trust me, I know that.
So I did my first course in McKinney last August,
Yeah.
and I'll be attending.
I really meant it. Okay, don't worry about her, please.
And so I'll be coming back here to Bonita, and this will be my 5th course, and still learning, still loving it.
What did you used to do?
I am a retired fire captain for City of Miami. I
Okay.
did 27 years,
Yeah.
over 27 years. I'm also a nurse practitioner. I learned more in his whole life coach last August than I have known in 30 years of my careers. Okay? I understood why people get sick. You start learning, he starts talking about the mental creates the physical, which we're never taught that. You know, you go to class, and I try to tell people, you know, they only teach you what they want you to learn, you know. So when, an interesting thing, when you went to school and took an anatomy class, they only put one skeleton up, right? And they said, this is your skeleton, learn the bones. But they didn't tell you there's a male skeleton and there's a female skeleton, and males have this and females have that. So when you wake up to the whole truth, think about it. And that's the way it is. They only teach you what they want you to learn. So, but every day, wake up. I help people heal themselves, teach them. I've worked on many people here. People signed up and even did blood work for their surgeries, and they didn't ever get the surgery. And they continue to come back and just want to do their whole body. It's such work that you can't even imagine that how the body feels when you get this work done.
And it's really wrong. It's really wrong, so I understand. But understand this. People that think they're doing okay are not doing okay. And guess what? There's not a person in here that couldn't use 30 hours of non-surgical and then have the body of a young teenager again at any age. Remember something, when you open up the fibers and you allow the light to shine into those fibers, you know, you do know that when I work on a fibroid, okay, call it a fibroid tumor, whatever you want, they can call it stage 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's all about inflammation and calcification. So we have to really bring it down to real science and not make everybody feel like they're stupid. And the reality is this, I can take something that, and you've been around, right? You've seen it. And we can get a fibroid that can be as big as a hard ball or even a little bit bigger. And I will reduce it by 30% or totally in 40 minutes. And we'll do that in this class. We'll have people with fibroids, and we will do that. We'll have people that have had ankle problems, knee problems, spinal problems where they told they needed a rod, a screw, or they need a mesh, or they need to have carpal tunnel syndrome. They've got that and they need surgery, or they're bone on bone and there is no such thing. Your cartilage is actually calcified because of all the calcium that's pulled from your hip to actually buffer down the acidity and the inflammation to try to protect you, and use the calcium as a wall so it doesn't spread everywhere else in your body. That's what it's doing. Your body is smart. They're never going to teach you this. Remember, it all stems right back to the Rockefellers and oil, because remember that most of those products are made out of petroleum. And the Rockefellers, they actually dismantled 110 colleges and universities back in 1910. It was done by 1920. There was none left, okay? And now they're coming again, okay? So understand, I get it. I'm not upset, and it's a game, and nobody's coming to save you, and understand that. And how many of you kept waiting for the Savior to come? And I'm not talking the savior. I'm talking someone to save you, someone to love you, someone to heal you, someone to nourish you, someone to say that it's going to be okay, that it's going to be okay. Oh, do you understand? Well, guess what? It's only going to be okay, when you unconditionally know how to love and care for yourself. Because the only health care is self-care, and you better get that. If you don't get that tonight, then guess what? Then you're going to go from treatment to treatment, whether it's natural or it's medical. Going from treatment to treatment is not health care. It's not health care. Well, I go to my chiropractor every week. Well, good for you. You keep getting adjusted, but it's not going to work.
And it doesn't, because last year in July of, not this year, of the last year, I was going to
I'm not putting down chiropractors.
Yeah, I was going to the
I want you to know that, because they save lives too, straightening that spine, helping to get the joints back into place. But for most people, when you become beef jerky, remember something, your tendons, your ligaments, your muscles, they shrink. That's why they're popping out. You get non-surgical, they don't pop out, they stay in. That's it.
I was one of those that went to the chiropractor constantly with my neck, always like this, always, always. And after one treatment, I knew then, it was like, well, I knew the first day I was in whole life. So it was like, I wasn't even signed up for the non-surgical. And on the first day, I was like, do you have room? Can I stay? And it was amazing. So I knew the first day of Whole Life Coach that I was going to be doing this. And then, of course, I bought the Cellsonic.
Which is a huge purchase. But when anybody buys a Cellsonic, we give them a full training. And that's a $9,000 training. When anybody buys a cardio bed, I give them the full training. And I'm the only one that does that in the world, because I'm not going to sell anything to anybody unless they have full training. Okay, because they deserve it. If they're going to invest, I got to invest into them. Okay? And remember something, guys. The more powerful something is, and more that it tests the system, the more humble you have to be. Because if this didn't work, nobody would be after me.
So I have a Maltese who basically they wanted to put down on June 30th. He had on the ultrasound masses on his adrenals, rule out cancer. So we know that they saw cancer by the ultrasound, and they said,
yeah, they wanted to put her dog down.
Yeah. So
we treat everything, cats, dogs, horses. We do the non-surgical, we do the Cellsonic. We use the same products we use for humans. People will call me with, my dog has a brain tumor. And understand something, the pets get well so fast because they don't have to listen to the BS of all the people that don't know anything. So they just get well.
So he's come home, and he lives a pretty healthy, productive life still. I mean, he's 14 and a half, soon to be 15. And, he's not perfect, but he's happy. He enjoys life.
They wanted to put him down. Remember that. She put him on critical care thunder shrooms.
Yes.
C60.
Yes.
What else you put him on?
Oh, he's on Ormus minerals. He's on Sononium minerals. He's on Son amino acids. He gets the detox tea twice a day.
Remember, veterinarians are the same as medical doctors, guys. Please, okay? Not putting them down, but understand they're in the drug world. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah. That's it.
And they wanted to give him drugs or do surgery or put him out of his misery. That's what they wanted. And
God love the vets, they're doing their best.
Yeah.
It's not them, it's the system. It's crooked.
But
dogs have more cancer than any other species on the planet for a reason, okay? Because of the science diet, right?
Yeah. And he gets Cellsonic treatments, and he also gets coffee enemas.
That's right. You give your pets coffee enemas because most pets, okay, with most dogs, guess what? They get pelvic problems all the time. Mm-hmm. How many people know that it was just constipation from the science diet? Okay, so the reality is you give your pet a little enema and you release them in the yard, and then they just let go of that because they're pooping in their pelvis just like you guys. Mm-hmm. Isn't it nice? Yeah. We're all doing it together.
Yeah.
Doggone it.
So he's doing great,
Yeah.
Everybody is great. It's just enjoying life.
It's not over until it's over. Nobody can tell you it's over. Nobody can give you a due date. And they're going to give you a due date because they use statistics. And a person of your age that follows the majority, that's their due date. They're not lying. So guess what? Don't act like the herd and don't act like everybody that is your age. Stop acting like that. Start making different choices. But guess what? But then I'd lose all my friends because we drink wine, because we eat this, because we do this. I mean, come on, guys. You know as well as I do, 99 out of 100 people treat themselves like trash all day long, emotionally and physically. And let me tell you something right now. So right now, in America, you've got 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease. 85% of United States is pre-diabetic. All right? 50% of teenagers have what? An inflamed liver. 20% of young children have an inflamed liver. Are you getting this? 30% of teenagers are pre-diabetic. Are you getting this? This is, and guess what? The tsunami's not here yet. And you know what? I am not the messenger of sickness. In 5 to 7 years, this will be 400 to 1,000% worse. Because guess what? When you get hit with a tsunami, it's the mess it creates. And do you see things slowing down? Do you see supermarkets cleaning up? Do you see, I mean, in a health food store, only 30% of a health food store has healthy products in it. Okay? I mean, are they closing the corner stores? Are the drive-thrus? There's more drive-thrus than ever, right? And does anybody know why? Because the elite own the drive-thrus, and guess what? Money doesn't mean anything to them. You got to understand that, because money doesn't exist for them. There's enough of everything down here. This world doesn't even have to function without money, but I will tell you, the source of everything said it will function with money. We will give the keys to the elite psychos, and then we'll see if 8 billion people can learn how to unconditionally love themselves and come together as bravehearts and tell this 250,000 of these psychos to go blow. And that is not happening because people are attacking me like left, right, and center. I did this thing about Coke, and you should see. I have never had anybody swear at me so much and tell me that, well, I've just been called every name. I mean, the last 2 weeks, this post has right now 850,000 views, all right? And you don't want a post that has 850,000 views in a few days because everybody comes out of the woodwork. Popularity is not what I want. I'm not here except for the 1% of the 1%, because that's the only ones that really want to hear me. The rest will go, well, you know what, I agree with 10% what he says. Well, of course that's what you do. You only agree with that. You shouldn't, to come here and think that you're going to agree with the things that I'm saying after a lifetime of programming would be ridiculous of me. It doesn't matter if I believe 1 and 1 are 2, people still think 1 and 1 is 11. And you know what? I'm not telling you that I'm right. I'm just happy. You know, I'm 67 years old. Why don't you just follow me for the next year and see what I accomplish? I'll do in the next year what it takes people to do 10 to 15 years. Okay? We have been back in business how long, Lori? I took 8 years off and I went to the Amazon rainforest. And I just quit health. I just said, I'm done with it. All right? Never had a cell phone. Just wore bare feet. Okay? I don't do bare feet here because it's raining. But you know what? Wherever I go, I'm in bare feet, aren't I, honey? Because I don't care what people think. I'll go into stores and I just put this invisible cloak around me so nobody sees me and goes, you don't have bare feet. You know, the reality is we're always taught, don't ground yourself. Don't, you know what I mean? Okay? So anyways, when did we come back? I think we've been in business, what, 10 years? Since I came back? 12 years, and guess what? 12 years ago, and I'm very proud of this, I went from having 3.5 million, and 12 years ago, did I only have $2,200 to my name, honey? Yeah, I blew my whole life up. Okay, I just did it. I just wanted to do it. And you know what? Was I happy? I was completely happy, and I've never been happier. And I had $2,200, and I went to Lori and I went, honey, you know what? I got $2,200 left, and we don't have Healthy to 100 written yet. And she goes, oh, don't worry, dear, I got money. I said, keep it, because guess what? I've already had a discussion with somebody. It's all good. And then 2 days later, Ty calls me from the tooth cancer. Yeah, and I just finished writing the book. You see? Everybody, do not lose faith. And what I would tell you is don't tell me that you have a faith. Tell me that you have faith in yourselves and the invisible. Do you ever notice? People go and they go to some faith, but they don't have faith in their own life. So go to some faith if you want, but have faith in yourself first and foremost. People have given that part up. You are amazing. You are geniuses. You can heal from anything that you've decided to unconsciously create and you don't like it. What do you think, Deb?
I mean, it's just amazing. I think about just my last year of this journey, and I was retired.
Oops.
And I'm loving it. It's great. It's just great when you see so many people just have great results and really learn how to start loving themselves and healing and taking the massive personal action. And like he says, it's only 1% of the people out there, because the majority of it isn't. And I don't even want to work with people like that. And the minute that they say one thing, I'm just, no, that's it. Don't even want to have any part of it. I don't want
Well, for one thing, we're terrorizing them. You know, for me to go around and try to tell people something, you terrorize them. It's not even about right or wrong. You don't go around telling people. They know what I do. If they want it, they're going to come to it. Oh my God, I just want to tell the world. I want to fix the world. Well, the world doesn't want to be fixed. The majority of the population want to fix, and there's nothing wrong with the world. I hope you know, guys, that these psychos, trust me, the world's not dying. We are.
And if you...
The world does not need to be looked after. This is the 6th go-around for this planet, and that's real science. Did you know that? Did you know that? That this planet has had 6 go-arounds? And with human beings becoming extinct, we're talking about 30%. That is called extinction, and that's what they're after. Just think about the power trip that it is to actually take billions of lives. I mean, these are the same families that have been around for, you don't want to know how long, because most of you have other stories that you're telling. And the reality is all you got to do is wake up, love yourself, care for yourself, and get rid of fear. And understand the subconscious was taught to have the main thing it runs is fear. It doesn't run with me. I'm not looking to pick a fight. I'm not looking to have people challenge me. I'm looking for people that want what I have. That's all. Just like somebody else in some other business, somebody comes in and they go, oh yeah, I hate your cars. Well, no, but they get really offended with the stuff I do, don't they? Because guess what? People get uncomfortable and they feel challenged. I'm not challenging them. Stay where you are, eat what you eat, drink what you do, think what you want to think. Okay? Not everybody's going to buy into what you believe in. And if you want people to believe in what you believe in, that is a really not a good way to go. And I'm just letting you know that. When you come and take this course here, guys, you leave here, you keep your mouth shut. For 9 months, you just take all your energy and you learn to keep working with yourself, caring for yourself, loving yourself. But that's a golden rule. I can't wait to leave here. I'm just going to fix everyone. No, they're going to fix you. Understand that. They will see your change. They'll see the energy change. They'll see your brightness. They'll see you making different choices. They'll ask you But don't be going to try to sell stuff that people didn't ask to buy.
You. Well,
Debbie?
someone had, you know, a treatment with me and canceled the surgery and said, what would I tell my husband? I said, absolutely nothing. I said, you just keep living your life, doing what you want to do. And when he finally asks you, just tell him. He doesn't need to know anything. It's really not his business, right?
Every woman believes she needs to cow tie to a man, and every man believes that the woman will get to know when I tell her.
Yeah.
And guess what? That was 5,000 years ago. Go into I Am Woman in my library, and I'll give you the history of how you guys got ruled and screwed.
So she did what I said. It was great advice, and she comes back into town. She lives out of town, and when she comes back into town, she says, "Oh, my husband wants to get his shoulders and his low back done."
Keep it physical. Don't go into the emotional.
So,
People don't like you touching their emotions. Okay.
but yeah, it was pretty funny, and actually great response. He felt great after his treatments, and that's for someone that doesn't buy into it. He's, he questions it. But I guess he saw her canceling the surgery, not living in pain, doing all these things. And so he had pain that he was living with, and he gave it a try. And yeah, everything was great with him. And, they come back now. Yeah, it's amazing. But let's talk about the ones that are even close to us that I won't mention their names, but a family member fell a couple weeks ago, broke her leg, and she's got a close family member with a cell sonic. But do you think she's gotten one treatment yet? She chose to go back to surgery, and has now a pin and a plate and
Remember something.
everything.
People are going to pick the therapy that vibrates with their belief systems. Now, what if, now I'm not saying I know anything, okay, because I don't, I'm just making it up. I don't know anything. But what if you had guilt? What if you felt you were unworthy? Would you pick high vibrational treatments, high vibrational relationships, high vibrational food and drink, and what you think? Absolutely not. And you will pick things and treatments that will actually be known as a torture. And remember something, whether you want to believe it or not, that thing that I can't even say the word, but it happened in Germany and it wasn't a good thing. Most of the therapies that we do today came from there.
Yeah.
And guess what? Why would we pick therapies that have a lot of suffering and toxicity to them? Because you deserve it. You deserve it. I don't deserve anything except high vibrational love and care. Okay? And that is everything. I protect my vibration. And I know that my vibration is my spirit. And the more I feed my spirit, okay, the more I'm connected to my purpose. You can't. How do you live your purpose and your passion when you're suffering? And understand something, it's all about the suffering, isn't it? Isn't it all about the suffering? What happens when a family member is suffering? What do? We jockey to see who can suffer the most. Every mother in here was taught that she needs to suffer more than her children and her husband when they get sick or when there's something going on. You need to be the flagship. Tell me I'm wrong. And then you'll, guess what? By the time you're 50, you go, I feel like an empty shell. Well, you can't let the world suck on you and not think you're not going to be empty. You can't keep on giving. Every mother goes through this. People don't appreciate what I do for them. My kids, my husband, nobody appreciates it. Well, guess what? You shouldn't have been doing it. If they can do it for themselves. You should have went to yoga, did the stretching, did the ultimate coffee enema, did the vaginal infusion, did the clapping, okay, did the salt glow, you know, told that 50 trillion cells you're in love with it? When have you got the love that you deserve from your family? It was partial, and it was like a commercial. Holy crap, what was that? Oh, it's gone. I'm not picking on anyone. It's not anybody else's job to love you. We were told it was.
Yep. When you figure it out, and you know, the more I work with people, wow, it's you know, I tell them, print out the Braveheart Oath, put it in your bathroom, mirror work. We got to get you to do stuff, you know, that you really, I mean, women say, well, I thought I could get him to love me again. You know, I can make him love me. And I'm like, wow, this is the mentality. It's how about
what are you going to do when he doesn't love himself?
Right.
It's not going to work. It never does work. It was good for a year or two. You changed. No, I didn't. I just needed love so desperately from you. I did whatever you needed so I could get it. We've all been there, and people don't want to know it, but everything is set up, isn't it? Okay? You walk down the aisle, and what do they say? To death do you part. Really? Are you like out of your skull? Okay? Or in sickness and in health?
Yeah.
No, you look after yourself. I'm not, you know, I asked Lori, I said, Lori, okay, in sickness and in health, girl, so you know what? Are you going to wipe my butt? Because I'm older than you. She goes, no, I'm not wiping your butt. Go wipe your own butt. So that doesn't work for me. Because that one's wrong. And, okay, so what is it? In richness?
For richer or for poor.
For richer or poor. Nobody needs to be poor here.
Yeah.
Nobody has to be poor.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? How many people have the poverty consciousness? I can't afford it. I don't have the time. Okay? I just need to pay my bills. I just need to pay my bills. I just need to pay my bills. And guess what? The source hears you. I just need to pay my bills. I just got to pay my bills. Okay, if you just want to pay your bills, I guess that's what you want. Okay, I'm going to give it to you. Remember something. What comes out of your mouth,
Yep.
what goes into your mind, it's a landmine.
Yep. I don't think I've ever said I don't have enough money for something. Never.
Well, I know. But you also are a different type of woman, too. That's for sure. I'm not going to mess around with you, I'll tell you that.
No. So, whew. Wow.
No, I'm going to tell you something about Debbie. Debbie does not disrespect herself. And Debbie does not let the world disrespect her.
No.
And that would scare almost every man.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. And
That will.
And if I wouldn't get involved with someone that wasn't at the same level, or, you know, they think like me, drink like me, eat like me, and they don't have to be just like me, but you get the hint of what it should be. I'm not.
You want someone that's going to challenge you to become more.
Right.
And that's what we want. Think about it. Hey, listen, no, I got to look for new friends. Why? Because you don't challenge me. We need to challenge each other and understand something. Oh, yeah, but they've been my friends for 30 years. Yeah, but guess what? Don't be a ball and chain about this thing. Move on. Move on.
You'll find that when you have those friends for 30 years, when you finally get rid of them, or, you know, walk away or move away.
No, you don't
from
get
them.
rid of them. You release them, because guess what? If you don't release them and you do change, you terrorize them.
Yeah.
You terrorize them.
But
So you're not getting them to leave. You're leaving because you'll be terrorizing. Oh, you're too good for this. You're too good to eat this, drink this, do this. What's with you? Okay?
But the people that actually come into your life, that are at your same vibration, it's just amazing. And then you realize that, you know, it was time.
I love meeting new people.
Yeah, it was time.
You know what? If Lori and I didn't love people, we've been on the road for 9 months. 9 months. We don't even have a home yet. I mean, but we've got suitcases in like 5 states now because we keep buying stuff for the house that someday we'll move into. And we're like, okay, all right. I'm not kidding. We got stuff in Puerto Rico. We got stuff in Mexico. We got stuff in Texas. We got stuff in Canada. Okay, and yeah, we're going to be leaving stuff with you too. Okay, now. Life is an adventure. And understand something. Everybody goes, I just want peace. No, you don't. You want adventure and you want to be in the present moment, no matter what it is. You are not reactionary anymore. You know, there was Buddha who said find peace, and then there was Jesus who said find unconditional love. So take the two of them and mix them together, okay, and find peace and unconditional love and understand that it's an adventure. And if you don't have a challenge coming in front of you every day, where's the adventure? I just want to retire. I just want it to slow down. Well, it's all in here. It's all in here. I would never be able to do this if I actually listened to most people of what they think about me. I'd be going, oh my God, what do I think? But I know that I've not done anybody any harm, except they came on my platform, right? And they were offended. They were offended. And tell me that it's hard to offend your family now. Tell me it's hard to offend them. It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's easy. The only virus I see is victimitis. And it's getting worse and worse. Yeah. And guess what? They won. They won. And it ain't over. And I mean it. It isn't over because we did not buy into the self-love and self-care. And we didn't buy into observing each other instead of judging each other. Okay? Judgment. There is no justice on this planet right now. There's only judgment. And if you don't believe me, you can't speak the truth. And if you do speak the truth, you're hurting people and you're going to get it.
And you're silenced.
Yeah, and then you're silenced.
Mm-hmm.
Just ice.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something right now. It's not going to happen. I won't be silent, but I'm not going to keep on going out there and coming up against it, because that would be just somebody looking for a fight. No, don't worry, everyone. You know what? I'm going to do this world tour, and then guess what? I'm going to be backing off, and I'll be going into my studio, and we will be doing as much video and teaching as much as we can until I leave this planet. And that's it. That's it. And we will never, ever surrender, okay, to anything except self-care, self-love, and teaching people. You know what? It's the best gift you can ever do is to see someone smile and never take anything personal or need approval again. That's what my course is about. My course is about you finding your authentic self, and you don't take it personal when everybody says you're selfish. And do you know what that means? I want you to be me again. You do what I want you to do. And that's what selfish is. Oh, you're selfish. Yeah, because I don't want to live your life anymore. I want to go back and find my passion, my purpose, and my gift. Is that okay with you? All right. And that's the reality. There's no fight here. There's no fight. Because I'm not right. Whatever's right for you is right for you. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to drink, whatever you want to eat, whatever you want to think, whoever you want to hang around with, whatever you want to do, I approve of it all. I'm just letting you know what I'm up to. Debbie?
Dina and I have a new rule.
What's the new rule?
If someone's on the internet and they said that they're spreading false information, those are the ones we're following. It was, you know, we were looking up somebody and I said, oh, here, look, it says she's has all this bad stuff written about her. And Dina says, those are the ones we're following. And I said, that sounds good to me. Anytime that you have any knowledge, and it was just, she was talking about the Celtic, is it Celtic salt?
Yeah.
And she was talking about the Celtic salt and how much, you know, doing this a day, you know, just helps something. And you go look her up, and she's just, you know, I mean, you should have seen the stuff that was written about her, and I just was like, really? You know, just unbelievable.
Okay, so what we're going to do right now, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to go around and everybody's going to ask a question. How's that? We're going to start over here. Nobody's going to see you.
Okay.
You can use like a duck voice or something.
Can I use bad words?
You can use bad words. Okay, all right.
I do have a question.
Well, 1 second though. You're going to come over here and sit, and the two ladies are going to stay
Oh,
here,
okay.
and then I'll just be off to the side. They've seen me enough.
Stand right there.
No, you're going to sit right there beside her. You're going to sit really close.
Oh, we get to sit close.
No half head.
I love this girl. I'll sit close to her.
Yeah, you cuddle on up there, girl, and I'll get a little low seat.
Okay,
All right, go ahead, love.
question.
Speak
Okay,
loud.
So my question is, I take a lot of,
Nutraceuticals.
right, and I take a lot of them, but I don't know if I should be taking all of them, and I take them on an empty stomach early in the morning.
Okay, first of all, why don't we just go through what you're taking and understand something. Everybody looks at nutraceuticals like drugs. Most of them can come together. Most of them can be taken on a full stomach because they're whole foods. And understand, everybody looks like it like a drug. And another rule is that every time you see something on a bottle, it's the lowest of how much you should take so that we don't get the FDA up our butt. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so that was just my question. Like, how would I know I need what I'm taking or don't need what I'm taking?
Well, have you ever had a consultation? A perfect day consult?
No.
Well, right off the bat, what I'm going to tell you,
Yes? Yes.
you did.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't know what to take, and you don't know how to look after yourself yet.
Correct.
I get it.
Right. Well, you know what I mean.
Okay, well, let's talk about, first of all, why don't you go through what you have there?
Okay, what I take. The Ocean Essentials, the B12, the Simonian Minerals.
Okay, 1 second, one thing at a time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now, the Ocean Essentials, right? I'll tell you what you should be doing. For what I see,
Yes.
for what
That
I
was
see.
My second question, yeah.
When did you start with all this?
February.
Now, people, yeah, but have you been doing it? Oh, be honest. Or are you off and on like everything else you've done in your life?
No, I've been very good with this, but not with the diet.
Okay, that's what I just said. Because
yes.
you can tell that you've been off and on all your life. Now, why are you off and on? Because you have given everybody else the attention, and if you've never set up a belief system that you have a value that would even give you enough attention that day to be able to do what you need to do. And it's got nothing to do with intelligence. It's got to do with learning how to respect and love yourself and care for yourself. And that's everybody's situation. All right?
Because it takes a long time to do all
No, it doesn't. I do it all. No, it doesn't. Everything is a strategy. And understand something. Would you like to have more time and more energy in your life?
Yes.
Well, that's why people do this.
Right.
Because they end up having more time and more energy. It's not because they have less time and energy.
Right.
Right. Okay, so do you still eat 3 times a day? Yes or no?
No, I pretty much eat once a day.
Okay, then what else are you doing? Have you dropped weight since February?
Yes. I dropped about 18 pounds, and I keep 10 of it off, but the 8 keeps coming up and up and down.
Okay, because then you come off the diet.
Right.
And
I
you
eat
forget to drink
pasta.
the water.
And then I try very, very hard to drink.
Well,
water.
eating pasta, that, come on. So do you wanna feel and look like a noodle? Okay?
That's just how I feel.
Yes, okay.
Yes, I get it.
Okay. All right, so when you eat the pasta, do you take the Digest Complete?
No.
No. And when what's on the pasta?
Usually garlic and oil.
And that's it?
And vegetables.
Okay, all right. So probably one HCl, hydrochloric acid capsule.
Oh, what?
HCl, hydrochloric acid capsule.
CL. One
Okay.
capsule.
Yeah, okay, first of all, just know this, okay? That after the age of 30, your digestion drops by 40%. After the age of 50, you lose another 15%. By the time you're 75, you've lost 75% of your digestion if you are the normal person, because you have destroyed your digestive tract, okay?
I understand that.
All right, so now when you eat dead, glicky, sticky food, pasta, not trying to pick on her, you need to take digestive enzymes. How often do you do it?
Digestive enzyme, I don't even have them.
Complete, digest complete. How often do you eat pasta?
Well, I'm on a mission with Kimberly. For
Okay,
Thursday.
I asked you a question, forget Kimberly.
Okay,
It's a yes or a no or 3 times a week.
3 times a week.
See, there you go. And guess what? When you decide to come from your heart, you will know the answer before they even tell it. Did you get that? And if you're in my whole life coach course, will I be doing it all day long, telling them the answer before they tell me?
Yes, he knows everybody. He knows everything about every one of you right now. He already knows it.
And I'm going to
That's
tell you
I
why.
hope you can tell me.
Do you want to know something? When you come to people and you actually do have unconditional love for them and you're not judging them, you are allowed to see inside of them. And you're allowed to read them. As long as you judge someone, you will judge them wrongly. When you are judging them without judgment, and you know what? You can be a drug addict, lying thief, and I love you just as much as if you weren't. Because I was at every one of those things at some point. I'm serious. I did drugs. I was a liar. And also, I used to steal money from my mother when I was even younger because I felt I deserve this. My dad said, I'll give you a dime every week for allowance, and I went to get it, and you know what he said? I don't believe you deserve it. And I went, okay, that's okay. There's a new game in town. Mama's purse. And remember those milk jugs? They were 40 cents each. Those milk jugs, you get 40 cents each for those. So I was at least raking in 50, and I was only supposed to get a dime, okay? I remember this one time that I took a jug, 2 jugs, and it cost me 25 cents to go see Clint Eastwood, a triple header, and they thought I was at my friend's house, and I had popcorn and pop, and I came home. You know, I was a king.
Yeah.
So yeah, liar, thief, druggie. Okay, got it. All right.
The vitamin K2, D3.
Okay, one second. Okay. So anyways, let's go back to the first thing, and that was the Ocean Essentials.
Yes.
How are your joints, and how is your brain, and how are your eyes?
My eyes were very dry, so I started using the.
Okay, so but your eyes are dry because your waist is big.
Oh.
Your eyes are dry because your waist is big. Anybody that has a big waistline, they're pooping in their pelvis and they're bloated. So there's a lot of, you've got your own little private manure pile and they're rotting. Okay, all right? Just letting you know.
I know that.
Okay, well, I'm not trying to pick on her, but why can't we talk about the obvious? You know what families do? Walk on eggshells and keep everything hush-hush.
Right.
And you know what? We don't do that here. And we don't pick on people either.
And I appreciate that.
Okay, so now you're gonna do the Ocean Essentials, and you may not believe this or like this. Buy a big bottle and do 10 twice a day for 6 weeks. And then I want you to drop back to 5 twice a day minimum. Okay, that's it. Next.
B12 liquid.
B12, take like it says on the bottle, but you're not going to need B12 as soon as you start to bring your vibration up, okay?
B12. The Seminole.
Synonian minerals, that's 2 twice a day. You're not getting your proper nutrition. You are not just eating pasta, girl. You are not doing great. You are doing about maybe 15 to 20% of a whole plant-based diet in weight volume, and the rest is a snack attack. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
D3.
D3, understand something, everyone. So the how much do they tell you that you should take now, a D3, the doctors?
5,000.
Yeah.
No.
Don't they say 4 to 600?
4 to 600. And understand this.
That's why I was concerned about
Okay.
the 5,000.
Yeah, so what I do is I take 50,000 IUs a day. Okay, and if I'm feeling stressed out or worn down, I'll take 50,000 twice a day. I didn't tell you to do it, but I will tell you, don't take less than 15,000, 20,000, and then you want to take a K with that, and you can take them all at once.
Okay, but
And understand something, let me just say something that's really important. I don't mean to cut you off, because this is really crucial. So now I've got people, and they start taking this stuff, and they start feeling amazing. They have conditions and autoimmune diseases, and they see things changing like, wow. And it's not an expensive way to go. And then they go to their doctor and get a checkup, and he checks them up. And he does a blood test, and he goes, you know what he says? You are in a life-threatening situation with your vitamin D. I'm really scared that you may not live.
I've been
Why?
told that.
Because they're looking for 400 to 600, and now it's way up there. Remember something, they know what they know, and that's all they know. And know this, every blood test is done under blue light, and blood tests are supposed to be done under natural light, and none of it gets done under natural light. And know that, and that's the God's truth. And guess what? We used to do all kinds of testing in my clinic. I do no testing. You know what the test is? I can tell exactly what you're up to. We can tell exactly by your symptoms and the way you feel and the way you look. You should be a lean, keen, sexy machine. You should be feeling energy. You should be walking around with a slight smile on your face all day long. You should have enough energy that at the end of the night you go, oh, what another great day, and you put your arms
You should have
back.
seen me before I went to Debbie.
I know that, but guess what? And then I'm going to ask you, why were you trying to knock yourself off? What are you guilty of? You know, don't do that. Don't play. Everybody knows.
Okay.
Everybody knows.
That I'm not following the diet.
No, it's not even about the diet. It's deeper than that. Are you in the course?
No.
Well, then we won't find out, will we? But if you're in the course, we'd find out, because guess what? Okay? We all feel that we have sinned or done something that we should never be forgiven. And you better find out what those things are, and then you better make peace with them and walk them down to the corner garbage can. And you know that you know. And don't pretend you don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, now she's wiping her
knows.
face.
She knows.
Yeah, okay.
She knows.
All right.
I know she knows.
K2 and the D3.
Frickin' lying druggie.
So the vitamin, I take the vitamin K2 with the vitamin.
Only do what you feel, though. Do your own research. Don't believe me. Don't trust me. Do you get that? Yeah.
Same vitamin D for people in Florida.
Pardon?
The same vitamin D quantity for people in Florida.
Do you think a lot of people are like her? Most people hardly get out. No, that's not true. And you've got to know something. The closer you get to the equator, you get vitamin D. You're not getting vitamin D because the sun's out. That's not true. Do your research. Okay? Like in Canada, they get vitamin D for 10 days of the year. Okay? And everybody should actually own a vitamin D light with a crystal panel on it in every country, in every place, because that's what rocks. That's what Tesla came up with, okay? And the Rockefellers actually buried that technology. And that's what we sell, is we sell vitamin D lights with pure crystal panels to make crystal vitamin D that go into the body that actually will help to heal and restore the mitochondria. Because everything, what?
Is that the Solar X?
No, the Solar X is the most powerful infrared machine. You'll see it. You'll see it. It's a vitamin D panel. It's 5 feet long. It's got 4 tubes in it. They're vitamin D tubes. And then they've got a crystal panel in front of it. You can see it. It's on my website. We sell them. It's in the Perfect Day Guide. Okay, but this is a crystal that we get from Italy. Then it goes to China. Then they make it into crystal panels. Then we bring it here, and then we put the crystal panels on there. And in the course, I'll tell you some stories about that. Okay. Remember, everything is light and everything is frequency. So now we're taking vitamin D light and we're bringing it up to a crystalline frequency. You see? Okay.
You said they do the vitamin D test under blue light. It should be under just regular.
Well, no, all testing should always, all blood testing should all be natural light. Does anybody know that blue light actually radiates the cells and radiates the blood in your body? It goes right into you. That's why everything is LED. That's why in in United States, the incandescent bulbs are now taken off the market, and that you should go on and get everything in incandescent bulbs. No LED lighting in your house. And if you have it, you better get yourself a pair of Teslas and wear them all the time in your house, because blue light is more dangerous than the 5G right now. You're getting it all day long, whether it's on your computer, on your phone, the LED lighting, watching a movie, going to the movies, going to the dentist's office. It's all LED. And LED radiates the blood. It radiates your cells. And okay, that's why you turn the Wi-Fi off. That's why your room is dark. Okay, you try to, you know, if you were smart, you'd pull the circuit on your house and just pull that main thing down so there's no electricity flow in your house. You want to get back to closest nature as possible. You've got to turn the Wi-Fi off every night. You need to have a timer on it. If you don't do that, then you're being radiated anyways. You don't need the blue light, because when you're sleeping, you cannot enter a REM state with the Wi-Fi on and ever have a complete healing state. I hope you're getting that.
Even if it's not in your room?
Did you hear me?
Yeah. It's anywhere in the house, okay?
Okay, and I didn't mean it like that, but did you hear me? Okay, understand something, guys. If you want to try something and you want to see how things radiate, put your phone in a microwave. Stand 30 feet away from it. And remember, microwaves, they're supposed to be solid, not allow any frequencies out. Now go 30 feet away and make a phone call with it in the microwave. And if that phone rings, that means that your microwave is radiating into you 30 feet away. How many kids will put their pizza pockets in the microwave and watch them twirl around and with their face up? They are getting their brains fried. Microwaves should be illegal. Okay, how many people are showering in chlorinated, fluoridated water? How many people know that guess what? That when you take one shower, okay, that you have drank is if you drank 20 glasses worth of fluoridated, chlorinated water in one shower in through your skin. So I could keep going, but I'm not going to. The reality is this: you were created by God Almighty, and just think, they're still trying to kill us, but they can't. That's how powerful we are. So just think if we were to come together and say no more. All right, go ahead. Let's go quickly.
Okay, C60 I take.
C60.
Infinite iodine.
But understand something, you're going to have to take more products, because you're not doing the exercises, you're not doing the coffee enemas, you're not doing the vaginal infusion, you're not doing the salt glows. Are you retired?
Yes.
You've got all time during the day. You should be a lean, keen, sexy muscle machine, walking down the street, feeling more energy than you've ever had in your whole life. What do you do all day? Don't want to know. Okay, now, reality is this, is that you're going to have to buy more supplementation, nutraceuticals, to offset not taking massive personal action and loving yourself. The less you love and care for yourself and do skin brushing, clapping, belly button therapy, all these different things, you know what? Why can't you go play with yourself? Why don't you turn your life, which is a kitty litter, into a sandbox, and then go and create a Disneyland for yourself, and go in there and love yourself hardcore like you do your children. Okay, let's keep going.
You did say something about seed oil, that it's not good for you.
Seed oil?
Seed oil?
Canola.
I was taking
Safflower.
seed oil.
Flaxseed?
No, black seed.
Flaxseed oil is fine.
Yeah.
That's different. Okay.
Black.
I'm talking about all the vegetable oils.
soybean oil,
and soybean oil,
vegetable
canola oil,
Yeah.
all of them. They're snuck in all the products. When you go to your health food store and you go, oh my God, I love this, it's so natural. Every time you go in, you gotta look at the back.
Yes.
Because every time something gets popular, the tobacco industry buys it. Because guess what? The tobacco industry owns all food corporations in the United States now. Did you get that? And those are the guys that told you that the harder you suck on those cigarettes, the more you exercise your lungs. Okay, next.
You tell me love, the magnesium.
Huh?
That's hysterical what you just said.
It's true. I remember, I watched it.
Sounds like a joke to me.
Well, talk to the Marlboro man. He died of lung cancer. Let's go.
The magnesium I take, tell me.
That's not funny, that's real. That's what they used to say. They come right on TV when I was younger and they go, when you're smoking, breathe deep and exercise those lungs.
Okay. Well, I am older than you are by quite a bit, and my dad was a physician, and they did have doctors back in the 30s and 40s showing doctors
Yes.
smoking cigarettes. So
Yes.
you're right about that. But the way you said that, I took it a funny way. I know it's not funny.
I want you to take everything the funny way.
Yes,
Take everything in life the funny way.
that's right.
Because the more you laugh, remember something, guys, just know this. Every time you laugh, you release dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And every time you do a kind thing, and if 20 people saw you do a kind thing for someone, you just released all of those endorphins and serotonin throughout all of these people. And that's what we need to do, is be kind and have fun, and guess what? Laugh at it all, because all they're trying to do is scare us.
Okay, so that's all I'm taking.
And are
Is
you
there
doing the
anything else
Merigen?
you would
Are you doing the
recommend?
Merigen right now?
What?
The Merigen. Are you on the Merigen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Where's the man?
so,
Don't.
okay,
we'll go
so,
over it later.
are you married?
Yes,
How's that going?
45 years.
That doesn't mean anything. I know people that have gone to jail for 50.
I would have been free by now. But I'm still there.
Yeah, do you see? I want to tell you something. I want you to go home and
Kill him?
I want you to kill him. Listen, the way you cook, you've been trying to kill him. Okay, now listen. The reality is I want you to go home and fall in love with yourself and respect yourself and hold the line and understand something. When he says, why are you doing that foolishness? Say, because I'm a foolish woman, go back off. Do you hear me?
I'm learning.
And no, you're not. You haven't got,
come
yeah,
on,
listen,
come
listen. You come a long way. Well, let me tell you something. Time's running out.
I know.
Okay, all right? All right, at this one, you better get on your knees and beg God, please, for another 100 years. Okay? Move your butt. Next.
Okay. The question I have is.
No, I didn't mean move your butt to her. I meant move your butt to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because guess what? You're worth it.
Yes.
You're worth it. Say, I'm worth everything.
I'm worth everything.
Now,
Yes.
okay, drop the book. Well, no clapping, no clapping. Don't give her the clap. Give her, come over here. Come here. Stand in the middle, right on this mat. Come on. You're the,
Why?
what?
Because we
Want me to
love
say
you.
something here?
No, I don't want you to say anything. Okay, put your hands up in the air like this. I am woman and I am powerful.
I am woman and I am powerful.
And I am going to come first before anyone else, so help me God.
So help me God. I am going to come first.
Okay, now get over there. Don't make me do that again tonight. Okay, sweetie.
Okay, I have a question about floaters in my eye.
Floaters are mucus.
Oh,
Floaters are mucus.
Yeah.
If she were to clean out her bowel and do the ultimate, if she did the daily cleansing tea, black gold, and did the ultimate coffee enema, and because the liver is attached to the eyes, and then if she does, ready for this? If she does the Bright Eyes fulvic drops, we're the only people in the world that know how to make fulvic drops. They put in the eyes. That's how nano it is. And it will go in there and get rid of them. All you got to do is put one drop in each eye 3 to 6 times a day, and that will go away. But the problem's coming from your bowel and your liver. Okay, so just know that. Now, ready for this? We have what's called silver bullet spray that you can spray into, and that is nature's antibiotic. But understand this, I hope you know this. I had a lady, and she went and left her contacts in. She got one contact out, the other one slid behind the eye, and they couldn't get at it.
Oh.
And guess what? It was creating so much irritation because okay, do you ever have a sliver? Well, she had a contact. So when you had the sliver, it caused infection, inflammation, didn't it? Because it was irritation, because your body wants to get rid of it. So now she had irritation that went to inflammation, and we can't get at it. And I'm going to tell you something right now. You can lose your bloody eye because your eye is becoming dehydrated. Okay, and she could feel it, and she goes, "Oh my God, I'm going to lose my eye." And you know what I said to her? Take the silver bullet gel and squirt just a little bit into your eye and leave it there tonight, okay? And let's see what happens. And she goes, "Oh my God, you want me to put silver bullet gel in there?" I said, "You can eat this stuff. It's pure." Okay, you can give this to someone if they've got like a bad infection and they can take it by the spoonful. You can take the liquid, but the gel is going to hang around, isn't it? I said, put the gel in your eye. Well, isn't it something? Okay, all right, she woke up and it was right here. It slid right out. It came out, and guess what? Her eye was back to feeling, that was just overnight. Her eye felt like it was never injured. You understand?
Can I just say one thing?
No, you're done. No, we're moving on. Okay, all right, okay, come up and do that again, and then you can do it.
No.
Okay, I'll let you have this one then.
Okay, my first time I met you on
TikTok.
that's where I find you.
Oh, can I say something about TikTok? Can you guys go home and join Braveheart Nation on TikTok? Because I've been kicked off of TikTok, and now I've had to promise my marketing team that I'll be good. I will not talk bad anymore. So when I'm on TikTok, I'm going to be really sanitary, okay? So Braveheart Nation, if you go on there and just join it. If I get 1,000 people, then I can come back on, okay?
I joined it. Oh, join again.
Braveheart Nation, because you won't find me anymore.
Oh, okay.
No, you know what? My marketer says, I've never seen anything like this before. It actually says, you are banned forever. And I don't even know what I said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so your first time seeing him.
I was going through cataracts. I had cataracts removed in my eyes.
Does anybody know what cataracts are from?
No.
Pooping in your pelvis? Okay.
I get a lot.
And also, how often were you on computer and watching TV and looking at phones?
I look at my phone. I don't watch
TV.
TV.
What do you?
3 hours a night.
Ah, there it is. Okay. So understand something. 2 or 3 hours a night of TV now, the new TVs, will give everybody cataracts. Okay? Blue light causes cataracts. That's it. And understand something. Does everybody know something? Want to know something? Your eyes don't see. Your eyes only pick up light and frequency. Eyes don't see. Okay, the optic nerve actually looks like it's backwards because when the light and frequency hits your eye, it slows it down, okay? And when it slows it down, it's to help it to go into the brain, and then the brain takes the light and the frequency and makes all of these images. You see his red shirt? Well, it may not be the same color to you, but you don't know that. You're going to go, yes, it is. It's red. You just said it was. But your red might not be my red, but you think it's red. Do you understand? Your brain does the seeing. So understand something. Image creates thought. Did you get that? So what do you focus on? What are you looking at? What are you focusing on? So image creates thought. Thought creates emotion. And guess what? If it's a negative emotion, then guess what happens? Negative emotion is a frequency, and it triggers negative chemicals in the brain to be dumped in the body. And how many of you are miserable? How many are you depressed? How many of you are having tantrums, and you've been having one for 30 years? Well, I don't even know why you're still alive. You've been dumping adrenaline, cortisol, and histamine. So understand something. Image creates thought, and we don't have one thought without an image. So you start making images about what you want in your life and you stick with it. You stick with it. There's no such thing as depression. There's only anxiety. By having the wrong images over and over again, you create anxiety in the brain. The brain heats up and it's a computer and it shuts down. And the person goes, I got depression, I've been diagnosed. There's no such thing. So then you go on depressive meds and the only side effect is you want to kill yourself. And that's why every doctor that gives depressive meds now, because the biggest research on depressive meds only finished about a year ago. And guess what? They have to call up and go, hey Jim, yeah, how you doing? This is your doctor who prescribes you the depressive meds. Do you feel like killing yourself? No, not right now. Okay, that's it. Then we can let it go because there's only one side effect from those meds, and that's wanting to kill yourself. There's a true story. I'm probably going to get kicked off of these platforms too. Okay? Are you with me?
Yes, I am. So anyway.
Are we back to you again? We're never going to get to her. Has anybody noticed that we're going to off the state tonight?
No. You just tell them so I used the fulvic.
You use the Bright Eyes fulvic drops, okay?
Right, and it really, the first drop I put in, they burnt so much.
Well, I know, but the burn, you have to understand what the burn is. The burn is how infected you are, and every time she used them, they burned less.
Yes.
And every time she used them, she could see clear.
Yes.
How am I doing?
Absolutely. It was
Okay.
the best thing, and so I was looking for
Those fulvic drops have it's not my fault, but those fulvic drops, people have used them. They get rid of stigmatism. They get rid of detached retina. It heals it. Or they get rid of their cataracts. Not everyone, please. It depends on how much you are a terrorist in your mind, how much sugar, how much flour, how much dairy, okay, how much you're pooping in your pelvis, creating the infection that creates the inflammation. Do you understand?
Okay, that's all I wanted to say. And then Kimberly did tell me last week about the silver bullet. 2 drops of silver bullet and then the velvet.
And what you can do if you'd like is mix the silver bullet 50-50 with the Bright Eyes.
Oh, mix it?
Yeah. And I've heard that people actually grow a middle eye.
A third eye.
Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. We all have a middle eye. I forgot about that. I was only kidding. Okay, your turn.
Okay, I asked you about the floaters in my eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's just getting with the ultimate coffee enemas. She's getting started, so she's gonna take care of this.
Yeah, you do that, and guess what? It'll help from the creation of the floaters, but by doing the Bright Eyes or the silver bullet in your eyes, and you know there's even one better. Okay, you can take the iodine, and you can put a drop of the iodine, like our infinite iodine, no other iodine. Our infinite iodine is the only pure iodine on the planet. Did you get that? Yeah, when we get women that have stage 4 inflammation of their breasts, you know what that is? We get them doing 1.5 ounces a day. Now, if you did 1.5 ounces of any other iodine, you'd blow your thyroid out. Okay. All right.
Okay. I came here to learn stuff. I don't even know what question to ask other.
Okay, well, maybe the question right now would be, why did I even come? I don't know, I'm kidding.
Well,
She
I
came
to
from
learn.
Cincinnati.
I know, I'm only kidding, Laura.
Just for
I'm
this
kidding.
and Sunday. She came here just for
Right.
that.
I flew here from Cincinnati because I've been listening.
What would you like to know? If there was one thing, or are you just enjoying sitting here?
I am enjoying sitting here.
Then that's it, that's
but
good enough.
I would like to know how, I can't even say it, how to change your life from the way it is now.
Can I tell you something, and this
Yeah.
is the God's truth?
First question.
It's called taking the whole life coach course. You know what? And people are going to go, I knew it. He set us up, and he was waiting to just pounce on us to take our money. Let me tell you something right now. You take the whole life coach course, you'll know why. You'll know why. And understand, people do not change because they don't have the tools or the strategies to go in and crack the coconut from the inside out, to actually take a look at the menu that they went and shoved into you all your life, and you go, and we help you. That's in the garbage. That's in the garbage. You leave here different.
Yeah.
Kimberly?
I promise you, if you come to the class, you will open up like a flower. You will, like me, I had no voice. I was, people pleaser. I did, guess what? No more. I am outstanding. And what does that mean? It means I stand out. Why? Because I unconditionally love myself. And that's what you're going to learn. And it's powerful. And when you discover your brave heart, it's having the courage to find your authentic self. And I would start with mirror work, and you can start that right now, tonight, and after I'll tell you exactly how to do it. That thing alone, he teaches so many things, and I do all the things he teaches. Mirror work, mirror work, mirror work, mirror work.
Mirror
there.
on the wall, okay?
Yeah.
All right? I'm worth it all.
Yes, yes. And you'll connect with that little girl. You're looking in your eyes. Okay, you don't just repeat something. You're looking in your eyes, not at your hair and your whatever.
We do it
in your
right
eyes.
here in the class. And
Yep.
you know what? People go, I'm going to come and I'm going to do it. And they come up here. Why don't you tell them?
Yeah. And then they come up here, and he will stop you and stop you and stop you and stop you until you get out of your way, and until you connect with that little girl or that little boy. It's transforming. That's one thing. And then you got all this other things you can do. Start with the mirror work. Start with the mirror work. Love yourself unconditionally. Look at your eyes. And every time you say it, something else is going to jump out. So
How do you keep a slave? How do you keep a slave? By never allowing them to unconditionally love themselves. Because if you had unconditional love for yourself, you would not let anyone disrespect you. Your husband, your wife, your children, the world. Do you think anybody is going to let them disrespect me? I'm going to go, hey, listen, I get it. This is who you are. This is part of your personality. But I'm not doing this with you. I don't do this dance. I love you, but we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Okay? I protect my vibration. If you were to protect and know how to protect your vibration, everything changes. Your whole body would go through transformation. If I could get her to unconditionally love herself and actually do a program where she doesn't remember that she has to cow tie to everyone, okay? And she actually unconditionally loved herself. When she left here tonight, she would drop 40 pounds in the next 25 days. And she wouldn't even have to change her diet.
I believe that.
Because guess what? She's holding on to her crap. And the crap is the cow tie. And I said cow tie. All right? And I'm telling you this. Look at, people are not bad. People have bad beliefs. The people aren't bad. Okay? People are not bad. Okay? People are not evil. They have evil beliefs. That's it. You change your beliefs, you change your world. And guess what? There's people in here that go, bullshit. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And guess what? Those people don't know that they're not even their real personality. You think about the little girl that played in the sandbox, that was swinging on the swing. You think about the imagination that she had, how playful she was, how playful he was. They would go around smiling for no reason. Damn it, you all need a reason to smile, and that's the truth. And the day that you don't need a reason to smile, because you are so grateful that you exist, that you were created, and that whole thing was a charade, you can smile all day long. When you know and you find out that, guess what? You're not going to hell. Heaven's right now, and that's your smile. That's your accepting everything about yourself, not focusing on anything except the present moment, and that smile. That's all you have to do. If you were to walk around and you smiled for the next 30 days, first of all, most of you, if you smiled for more than 2 hours, your face would be so sore because you've never used the muscles. And that's a fact. And you only smile when you're out to get something, or you're getting something, or you think you're going to get something. And that is the majority of the population. Tell me I'm wrong.
Majority.
not me.
Well, we're not talking about personally here.
Yeah, you don't take it personally.
No, you can't come into this course. You can't come to a whole life coach course and take anything personal. And the reality is, I get the rules straight. You know, the reality is, if I happen to be looking this direction, you're not allowed to go. Is he looking at me? Is he looking? It's not about you. Nothing was about you. Okay? And this is people that lack confidence. This is not about you. This is about putting everything out into the open here and then just sorting out what is going to raise us. That's it. There's no good. There's no bad. It's just going in and finding your authentic self. It's uncovering all of that. And I'm telling you that right now. Take nothing personal. Did you ever notice something? What happens when you take things personal? You just went off your course.
Yeah. Terrorize yourself.
And guess what? We have all been taught to take things personal. Was he talking about me? Did he look at me? Okay, so what I'll do for this class is I will blindfold myself. And I will not look at anyone. I'll do this. So, everyone. You know, and this is where we're at. I already told you that we've all been programmed to be victims and we don't even know it. Well, I swear to God, I know he looked at me.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Nobody's allowed to do that. It's not me. You are not allowed to do that in this course.
Yeah.
Because nobody's judging you. You have to lovingly, unconditionally take a look at you on what you were programmed with. Listen to me. If you were with different parents, you'd have different personality. If you would have been your brother or sister, you'd have a different personality because your parents had a different personality every time they had a child. Things changed. If you were born at a different time, you had a different personality. And the personality you have is not your personality. And guess what? Isn't that great? You can go shopping and make your own.
Hallelujah.
God did not give you your personality. It was programmed into you by what was going on because guess what? From 0 to 7, you have no filters. You are all in a hypnotic state, every one of us. And everything that happened between mommy and daddy and the world, you took it as normal. And guess what? Every one of you believed that you had a loving family, and I guarantee you that you all came from some kind of emotional, physically abusive family. And the reality is this. Things can always be better, and your parents loved you the best they could, and their parents loved them the best they could, and all you said was, I'm going to be a better parent. Because it wasn't that damn good. So the reality is who's going to end the family curse by unconditionally loving themselves and letting everyone off the hook, including yourselves. And that's the bottom line, and that's what we're after. We are not going to point the finger at anyone of being anything. There is no branding in this room. There is no religions. There is no colors. There is no judgment. There is nothing in this room except unconditional love. And you will find out. Anybody that takes this course, that is in this course, you guys will find out. By the third day, it's like one big happy family, and somebody would fart, we'd laugh. If somebody told a story, you would feel for them, but it doesn't matter what the story is, because guess what? They're just stories. And everything is a story. And remember something, the oldest stories are the biggest lies. And the stories that are written in books are the biggest lies. And then people are going to say, not the book I read, that's the one that God protected, and no one touched that one. Understand something. Your job is not to throw books out. Your job is just to come in here and rewrite a new story where you're the hero that saves yourself at every given moment, and that you will smile no matter what's going on in the world because you'll mind your own business. Because the whole world will always be going to war. The world has been in war since you got here. And you were supposed to find peace, tranquility, courage, and mind your own business, and find your God-given gift, and you were meant to do that. And they were meant to distract you and see how many lifetimes they could probably distract you. And I don't know, maybe you don't come back here but just once. Maybe you come back here 1,000,000 times. I don't know. But I'm not going to mess this one up. I'm going to make sure I shake it up. And I'm going to make sure that anybody who wants better can have better. And then the rest of the people that have belief systems that think he's a crackpot, he's got a cult going, Oh my God. God, what was it? Just 2 weeks ago, I was called a woman collector. God, Jesus. I don't even know what that is. Anyways, minding your own business is allowing people to say whatever comes out of their mouth.
Yes.
Does anybody remember the old taxi cabs where they would take that thing and they'd pull it down and then it'd go tick, 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 tick? Well, I'm thinking if I become the president of the world, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert that thing on the side of someone's jaw, and every time when they go to say something, they have to pull that down, and they're going to have to pay for as long as they talk. Then maybe they'll shut up and they'll think about it. Because guess what? All we do is repeat what other people say. Did you hear? Did you hear? Don't want to hear. Don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Okay? If you haven't got something to tell me that something's amazing or how beautiful that butterfly is, okay, or how beautiful your life is, or how your life is not beautiful but you want a beautiful life, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear what's on the news. I don't want to hear politics. I don't want to hear about this and that and this and that. I'm not going to. Can you tell? That crap stays out there. Okay? The only religion that comes in here is called unconditional love. We all become that, whatever that is, okay? All right? And trust me, it's not going to get kinky. It's just you're going to have to start thinking. You're going to have to be thinking about what? Not about her, not about him, not about her, not about anybody else. You're going to observe yourself for the first time without judgment and go, wow, did that just come out of my mouth? Was that high vibrational? Look at how it started positive, and right at the last part of that, I put myself down. Watch how many times that happens during the day. Or how many times you tell people you're sorry for existing. I'm sorry for existing. I'm sorry for existing. You're not going to hear me say sorry. And anybody that's in this class, if you say sorry, you're not being punished. You have to go outside the door, knock on the door, and we'll say who it is, and you'll go Braveheart. And why? Because we're putting your subconscious on notice that you'll never be sorry for anything again. If you intentionally hurt someone, you'll apologize. That's it. No more sorries. No more sorries. So let's make this perfectly clear. Don't take it personal just because they're trying to kill us. Don't take it personal. It's planet Earth, a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. Let's do this. Okay? All right.
Oh, we've missed, yeah, because you were gone. Yeah, go ahead.
I would love to know, I bought the plates. What would you call it? The plate with it. And
You mean the pure magnet?
Yes.
Now that pure wave magnet, you know that you want to use it like a plate to open up your occiput.
Okay.
I just got it in the mail.
Yeah, but what I'm going to be showing you how to use that pure wave magnet
Yes.
and how you're going to use that instead of a plate to open up your occiput.
Awesome.
But that pure plate magnet, you put that in your fridge, your fruit and vegetables should last about 2 weeks longer. You put your plate of food on top of it, it'll decontaminate that by about 95 to 98%. It decontaminates your food. That plate, that pure wave magnet that you found on our website that you bought, remember when they said that the bees are dying and the world's gonna die? Well, they've taken where beehives are right up against a 5G tower and the bees are dying. Like only about 20% of the bees were left after each season. They put that pure wave plate that we use for our health, and they put that in the beehives, and guess what? Bees don't live long, but at the end of every season, there's 2 to 2.5 times more the bees in there. They have to split them, that's how many there are. So guess what? When they tell us that it's the end of the world as we know it, how many times is the end of the world coming? Okay? I mean, for most of you, did you know how many times it comes now? The end of the world 50 years ago would be 3 times a month. Before COVID, it was 17 times a day. Now it's supposed to be around 120 times a day that people are reaching anxiety levels and dumping adrenaline and cortisol and histamine. And that's why cancer is turbo cancer. That's why autoimmune diseases have gone through the roof. That's why, guess what? That's why 40% of teenagers are depressed to the point of thoughts of suicide right now in the United States. How's that for you? And guess what? Nobody wants to talk about it, right? Well, I'm going to. I'm going to talk about it.
You know, you're saying that plate detox like your food if you put
The
it on
plate, the Pure Wave magnet. Understand something. I'm going to have Brent, and we're going to do a live show with him, and he's the one who invented it. Okay? And this actually is built in the Fibonacci sequence. And I will show you with a filter, and you'll see a toroidal field coming off of it. Okay? I actually have a picture on my phone where it went through the scanners going at the airport, okay? And they stopped it because guess what? It was the flower of life energy field coming off of it, and it blew their minds. They didn't know what to think about it.
They let you through?
Huh?
They let you through?
Yeah, it's just a magnet. They do stop us. We want to stop that, right, honey? We want to put it into the suitcase because they stop us because it has so much energy attached to it, right?
So I'm putting it under my pillow, right?
Yeah, when you put it under your pillow, it'll help to get rid of tinnitus, sore neck. It actually helps to tone up the face. It helps the brain to work better.
I'm wondering if there's a negative effect on that, you know, like a positive, negative charge. Like I'm wondering, like for example, the blue light right now. This is my big thing, is this blue light because I.
Well, but I know, but if you wear Tesla, if you wear the Teslas, there's no problem now.
I can see it's helping me.
There's no
Yeah.
problem.
Absolutely, but yeah, it was shocking to.
When we turn
these
the lights on.
went
Yeah.
Because I went into the schools for like a year, and these schools have these things. and I
Yes.
had never been around that. I'm outside in natural light.
Yeah, well, that's why, guess what? Everybody on the planet needs a pair of Tesla glasses.
Yeah, no, I know.
They cost as much as those designer glasses, but guess what? They'll save your life. Did you know even the sun, when it gives off radiation, see, these glasses are not blue blockers. These glasses take the blue light and actually heal the brain, heal the nervous system, reverse eye disorders. Okay.
But I'm just wondering if we know it,
Magnet.
thank you, the magnet.
The Pure Wave magnet.
Pure wave magnet.
And also I also got 50 honey delivered here if you want. The Pure Wave honey, when you put that in your mouth, we'll let you taste it. Wait till you feel the energy
Sunday.
dance in your mouth. It will blow your mind, okay? You won't stop eating it.
I told the local beekeeper here about it.
Yeah.
I saw you do the show, I
Yeah.
watched the show with the gentleman and I told her at the farmer's market. here,
Well, what we
get
do
in-
is
get in touch with them, I didn't even know.
the magnets that we sell to people to use for their health and to purify the food in the fridge and like when we go out to a restaurant, we put our food when they serve it on the magnet so that it's totally decontaminated up to about 95, 98%. This has all been studied in a lab, okay? Anyways, those magnets, when they get sold, the profits go to build magnets to be given free to beekeepers. Yeah.
Still spray structured water and stuff too.
We spray structured water on our food, plus do the magnet. I mean, how much frequency do you want? How much light do you want in your body?
Yeah.
You know, the reality is I'm 67 years old. My parents both passed away before 55 because of cancer. My younger brother passed away 2 years ago. Does it look like I'm going anywhere?
No.
Okay, understand that, okay? So the reality is that I'm worth it.
Yes.
You're not yet.
But
You'll
you
know
will
when
be.
you're worth it because, believe it or not, you're going to love your body shape. You're not going to look like somebody of your age. And you're not going to be unwell. You're going to look young and vibrant. You're going to have energy. You're going to be like, seriously. Debbie, how do you feel compared to when before, what was it, now a year? Is it only
Just
been a
over,
year?
it's been just
Isn't that
over a year.
amazing?
Just over a year.
Yeah. I look probably 15 years younger than when I started. So.
And how's your energy levels and your clarity? And
Oh, it's off the charts. You know, always from 6 o'clock in the morning till midnight, and I know should you get to bed earlier, but you know, just always, you know, doing things and
this is not a pitch.
Yeah.
Don't come to me for it. Go to someone else that can deliver it then. Don't come to me. Don't buy my stuff. Go somewhere else. I don't care. Go. Lori and I are doing fine. We had salad tonight. Okay, listen to me. You know what? This is not a pitch. We're just trying to tell you, find another way then. Go somewhere. There's 1,000 ways to go to the top of the mountain. Don't like my way? Go find another way. But find your way. Find your Braveheart way. That would be unconditionally loving yourself. You want to struggle? You want to spend tons of money? You want to never get there? Well, then guess what? Don't unconditionally love yourself.
that's right.
Set yourself up with conditions. And let me tell you something. We got a family right here, and they have conditional love. Every family does. You do this, you get this. I don't do that. I don't do that with anybody. I'll sit down with my kids. You know what? My daughter wrote off my car, right? And I just sat down with her and said, honey, you won't be driving my next car only because guess what? You can't use it as a weapon and kill yourself. I didn't say anything about the car. Who cares about the damn car? But guess what? Until you respect yourself, okay, I don't want to be the guy that gave you something and then you crippled yourself or you don't exist anymore. So it's how you say things. Oh, you're going to get it. You're never driving my car again. You stupid fool. You know, this is what we do, right? This is what we do to each other. Because we are angry because we were told that we would have unconditional love because we were given that when we were a baby. We could spit on mommy and daddy, we could poop, we could keep them up all night. As soon as we started to walk and talk like them, that's when we got the belt.
Yeah. And the words are important because even, especially with kids, you know, what do? Oh, they forgot something. And you always tell them, what'd you forget? But what if you told them, honey, that was excellent, you remembered something. You know, all it is changing around what you were saying. Instead of making the kid feel like, oh, you forgot this again. No, I remembered this. You remembered. You're
I think
so
that
smart.
we should get all adults to have someone to punish them. Oh, wait a minute, we already do.
So,
Yeah.
They do it themselves.
Yeah.
Okay?
okay, next.
I'm going to give Anna a chance to ask her question.
Well, since you know everything, is there anything that I should be doing that I'm for my health?
I don't know everything.
Okay,
I know very little. I know this much. It's about 1/4 of an inch, but I know it well. That's it.
Under eyes.
You have what?
I have under eyes. You cannot see it now, but my under eyes.
You're talking
like
about dark circles under your eyes?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's because of your bowels and that's because you don't drink enough water.
I drink a lot of
No, 1 second,
water.
you don't drink enough water. What kind of water?
I drink Mountain Valley water.
Mountain Valley? Well, that's just a name. I want to see them go to a mountain, and I want to see it coming down the mountain, and I want to see it going into a glass jar.
I did a lot of research and
I'm trying to tell you something, that if you have black circles under your eyes, that's your blood. And your blood is not high in oxygen, so take a look at the food you eat.
I really high quality food.
Okay, then guess what? Then you're a terrorist to yourself, okay? That's it. Okay, because look at how dark and dense your eyes are. Why are they dark and dense? And then also the whites of your eyes have red in them, which means that you're highly stressed.
I grew up chronically sick and I've been healing myself. So
Okay,
I'm doing
listen,
pretty
I'm
good.
not waiting
compared
here.
to-
If you ask a question, I'm going to tell you, I've been doing this for over 40 years. I'm not trying to be abusive here. Okay? I'm trying to tell you, I should be able to stand here and see the difference from your pupil to your iris. Okay, there's certain things, iridology, skin, the way a person acts, the way they hold their head, everything. Okay? And understand something, just know this. It only takes a very short while to heal yourself when you're on the right program. It takes forever to heal when you're not on the right program. Do the ultimate coffee enema, do vaginal infusions. Okay? Do intermittent fasting, start off with that. And then do advanced water fasting. You tell me that it takes a long time to get well. Go in and clear out everything that is not high vibrational in the fridge, in the cupboard. Take a look at your addictions. Make sure you turn off your Wi-Fi. That's a big one. Make sure that your phone is on airplane mode when you go to bed. These are very important things. Make sure that you're looking for a place that hasn't got 40 different condos, or you're up on a high rise, and then where is the 5G towers? So there's lots of things to look for. And understand, I wasn't attacking you. And understand, you only have dark circles under your eyes because your blood is not oxygenated and it's dirty. What is the reason? Okay. All right. Take a look at your bowels. And also, we also know that we can have dark circles under the eyes when the liver is overtaxed. Now, I'm not going to look at her with this one. The liver is usually overtaxed when we hold on to anger, because that's where anger goes. And then the fear of loss goes to the kidneys. And then relationship affairs go to the heart. You understand? Okay? So this is everything you learn, and it's in your guide that you get. People don't like me when I give them the answers that they don't want.
Well, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Not ask.
All right.
No, you probably, I don't know if I want to ask this question after the way that you.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's why you're here.
But you said something about my acidity or something?
Acidity.
My acidity, remember?
Yeah, acidity, but most people will suffer from acidity because how much peace do you actually have in your mind?
Not a lot.
Okay, there you go, love. And that's why. And so it's either you're judging yourself too hard or you're fearing the future for yourself and your family.
On that, on all of that.
Okay, love? And so if there's nothing wrong with you. It's just, I want to ask you if somebody's paying you to worry about your family, and how much better does that make your relationship with yourself and your family and your health? And does your family enjoy you worrying about them all the time? No, if you were to sit down with your family, they would say, please, just get healthy and stop worrying about us. So everything is a program, and some of these programs are terrorizing not just you, but we terrorize our family by worrying about them. Because your family now believes that there's something to worry about and you don't trust them. So understand, we lose trust all the way around in living.
Well, because you were giving me the neck massage before.
Yeah, I was giving you non-surgical. We don't do massage.
Or whatever it is. Whatever
Hold on. I correct. Because guess what? We don't do massage. Because have you ever had a massage that gave you that much relief in that short period?
No, I haven't had a massage in years anyhow. I don't remember, so.
Okay.
But anyhow, whatever you did, it was very deep tissue, whatever it was.
Well, understand something. Guess what? Everything that you need to find is deep. And we will bury our issues in our tissues very deep because we're unable to process the dysfunction that we don't even know we have. You think about that one. See, the reality is a lot of people aren't ready. They're not ready. They take offense. Don't take offense. Come in here as an open book. Come in here as somebody that's ready. If you ask someone to take a look at you and take a look at something, what were you looking for? We're trying to find the things that we can get rid of that we don't need anymore. Just because you have things that are undermining your life, you didn't do it on purpose. But we need to find them. And then we need to let go of them. Don't take your personality personal. That's the first thing, because it isn't. It isn't yours. You'll know when it's yours when it's a joy to be with yourself, okay, and you're not stressing out over people, or you're not stressing out over the world, when you're making choices and you just went, wow, I ate only 1/3 of that? Wow. Usually when somebody says, do you want to drink, or do you want to eat this, or I just eat it. I'll just eat anything. I'll drink almost anything. And that's a fact. And then we have people that are working on their health, but they're so intense about it. And they undermine their own health. And guess what? They're so caught up in their illness and their disease, that's their program. You all know that you've got family members, you never want to say, how's it going? Holy crap. Don't want to say that. Okay? And guess what? You all have family members that want to tell everyone about how they survived. You know what? They said I'd be dead 3 years ago. You know, I've had 45 surgeries and I'm on 25 different drugs, and nobody said I could survive that. Why is it that we're all just wanting to be survivors? I want to be a thriver, don't you? Look at what I survived. They took 2 legs and I can still run. You know, the reality is this, is that the suffering game has to stop. And we run suffering programs. And we're going to learn that through this program. And understand, it's not all intense. We have fun, don't we, the whole time? And guess what? By the time that somebody gets to the 3rd day, nobody's getting offended anymore. But guess what? There'll be people, okay, that will cross their arms. Everybody crosses their arms. They don't know they're blockers. And the reality is this. There's people that after the 1st day, they hate me and they want to quit, don't they? Mm-hmm. And I never even targeted them. And that's why we always leave the door open to get your money back, right? And that's it, because not everybody's ready. Remember something. How much have you invested into your suffering program? Your suffering program might get you a lot of attention. It might even get you a disability check. It might get you that you don't have to go out there into the world and do anything, because now you can't. Because of this, I can't do this, so I'm not a failure. How about this? You've got an autoimmune disease. We only see this in 1 out of 10 million. That's all bullshit. Okay, you have a virus that we haven't even seen before, and we can't cure it. Oh, well, I guess I'm out. I get my check. And understand, it's not because the person wanted to check, but guess what? We get sucker punched, right? Guess what? Remember something? You inherited it. Did everybody know something? They did what's called the Genome Project. You know about that? In the Genome Project, they took millions of dollars of taxpayers' money, and they were going to prove that, guess what? For once and for all, that diseases were genetic. Did anybody read about that study? It was a washout. There was no genetic diseases found. There's no such thing as genetic diseases. Now what are we going to do? Now we can't hold people for ransom. Now we can't tell them that you got that from your father or your mother. And then you're going to say, well, that's not true. My mother's mother had breast cancer, and she had breast cancer. And guess what? Human beings are so emotional, they will take on a person's pain and take on their disease. And we know that. And that's what runs in the family, is beliefs and emotions, and I will take on the burden for you because I love you. And we will go down together. I'm ready to be challenged. Anytime you want to bring the research, and understand something, we'll see how happy you are. Because I can pretty well show you that you can be on a pure organic diet and have angry and be pissed off at the world or something, and you can undermine the whole thing. Because I already told you, image creates thought, thought creates emotion, and what if you have an image that you can abuse? What if you have an image and you keep telling a story of how you got shortchanged. And what if you do that all the time? You're going to be shortchanged. Understand that? So people aren't really ready until they're ready for this course, because this course means that you're ready to get rid of all the shackles and all the blocks and all the barriers, and you're ready to spread your wings and fly. And to do that, it takes courage, because when you fly, understand, a lot of your family and friends don't have wings. You think about that. And understand something. I will never leave them behind. We're family. We suffer together. Understand something. Somebody's got to have the courage to get well, to get healthy, to love their life, to smile no matter what's going on, and rise, or else nobody else is going to get out of it. All we need is 2% of the population to have unconditional love, and guess what? The whole matrix will fall.
Yes.
And that's a fact. 2%. That's 2 out of 100. And I already told you, right now we're only averaging 1 out of 10,000. You think about that.
Baby.
Next.
Yeah, next.
That sweet baby. Oh, she's so cute. How old is she?
He is.
Oh, he. Sorry.
He's 3 weeks old. My question is, I have
3
a
weeks old.
family member who regrets getting the
B.
and wants to detox from it, and I want to.
Okay, but can I tell you something? The easiest detox is to learn to forgive yourself right away. That's it. You got to bring your vibration up. The next thing is you've got to get rid of all inflammatory foods. The next thing is you can't do blue light. And the next thing is you've got to shut off the Wi-Fi. You've got to hardwire everything. Those things in that thing, they are set off with frequency.
What are they doing on October 4th?
So let me tell you something. If they're going to do it, they would never tell you.
That's right.
Okay, thank you. But guess what? That doesn't mean that you shouldn't turn off your phone. Go ahead, you'll feel better.
Yeah.
And then if they don't do it on the 4th, they'll do it on the 11th. And guess what? The last time that they told you they were going to do something, when was that? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, but do it anyway. Okay. So the reality is that C60, MCT oil C60, or hemp oil C60. Do you know why? Ready for this? What does C60 have in it, everyone? It has the highest charged graphene particles that goes in and neutralizes the graphene particles from this. Positive neutralizes the negative. C60 is 270 times stronger than vitamin C. Guess what else? You front end load on the C60, and you front end load on black diamond and black gold, because they actually will draw it up in. They will lock it down. Yeah, so I've got a practitioner that I work with out of the UK, and they do blood testing. And we put this protocol together, and it takes 6 weeks to 3 months. Just front end load. But just remember something. Everybody know this? Acidity sets it off, and negative frequencies set it off. Did you get that? Okay. So you have to understand, what else is a negative frequency? Stress. We are frequency beings. Did you ever notice something? The people in your family that talk the most about being sick are the sickest. Okay? The people that talk about how stressful their life is are the most stressed. The people that talk about being depressed the most are the most depressed. The people who talk about happiness and joy are the happiest. Huh?
Maybe.
Well, you don't talk about it. You don't talk. Let's make this perfectly clear. Okay? Do you actually think that when you take on major projects and you want to do what nobody else has done, that it goes smoothly? But guess what? It doesn't matter. I will keep a smile on my face, and I will breathe and stay in the moment, and I will work with it. And it doesn't matter what I come up in front of, I will not back down or be fearful. Smile anyway. Okay? Okay. So understand what I've done here tonight is this, you're not ready. You're not ready. You were way over here, and I'm talking way over here. And guess what? He's abrupt. He's pushy. Oh, really? At the end of it, you go home tonight and be very quiet with yourself and tell me tomorrow the only thing I tried to tell you to do tonight. What was it?
Love yourself.
Thank you. And guess what? If I don't try to go in and help you crack the coconut from the inside out, it's never going to happen.
That's right.
You want somebody to stroke you? Go get a massage. We don't do massage.
That's right.
Okay? What we do is, people say, I'm going to pay you, Dr. Wolf. I'm going to pay you to try to help me find my authentic self so I can stand in my power and I can go and claim the things that I've always wanted in my life, but right now I don't believe I deserve them. And I don't know how to lovingly stand up to my family when I tell them I'm not heading their direction. You think about that.
Daryl.
Yeah.
Ann has to leave.
I have to leave at 10 o'clock, and I was wondering, could you show this machine before?
What time is it?
10 minutes to 10.
I think we're doing really good. We'll show the machine and then we'll end it.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You've got enough to process.
And you can come back Sunday. It's
No.
free on Sunday
Yes.
from 10 to 4.
Sunday will be different than this. Sunday's
It will
going to
be
be
different.
showing the non-surgical. We're going to show some things that you can do, some breathing techniques and things of that nature. We're going to talk about diet more and about different cleansing techniques. So it's just going to be about light. Keep it light. Do some techniques, and I'm going to keep it really light. It may not go till 4. So we're starting at 10.
Yes.
10.
It could be over by 2. We may not go that long, okay? Just letting you know. So be here at 10 because I probably want to end it at 2 anyways. Because guess what? People aren't ready. It'll be enough. And I don't want people to push back on me, okay? I want to give you what is enough for you to process and not go, geez, I feel like I'm going to throw up. Okay? All right? Remember something, there's people in here that have never done and really looked at the videos or really done the work yet. Okay?
I've never heard of you before, so
That- well, that's the problem. That's the problem. There comes the problem.
How is it a problem if I'm not, I mean, at least
No,
I'm here.
there comes the problem. You can't digest a meal you don't have the enzymes to digest.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all. It's not your problem.
No.
What did I tell you? Just because you might know something to help someone doesn't mean that you're supposed to do it. It's called respect. So I don't want to go any further than we've gone today on this. Okay? Because when you start getting pushback from people and they're actually getting angry at you a little bit, we just want to stop. Okay?
Do you think I was getting angry?
Oh yeah, it was all about you. Okay, let's move on. Understand. What was the rule? We take nothing personal.
No, okay, well.
Everything's about
Stop.
me.
Stop.
It's all about me.
Yeah, gotta stop.
What do you want to do to?
Want
You
to
want
get
to just say something? Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to face it over this way? Then you come over here too, Deb. Okay. And yeah.
There, good, good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So anyways, I'll stand back here. Okay, so just so you know, guys, we will be working with this on Sunday. This is 25,000 volts. Okay? How many volts come out of the light socket over there?
120.
What?
110 and 4.
110. Well, you could get, if you put your finger in there, you could have a seizure or a heart attack, right? Well, this has this has 25,000 volts, but it's put into a field. So it has the power of that, but not the physical shock of it. So you have to understand that. Now, what it will do is that it will actually go in and it will, where you have pulled calcium out of your body and you've got calcium deposits, it'll go in there and actually fracture calcium deposits and fracture the displaced calcium. It'll actually create that calcium to have release ions. Okay, you see these two boys over here? Right now, they're in the peak of that. They've got all kinds of human growth hormone. They've got all kinds of, okay, the best is not in the peak, but you know what's in the peak is a baby. You ever see how fast a baby grows? See how fast the bones grow? Well, guess what? In every little fraction of a centimeter, a baby's bones are cracking continually. Little cracks. When it cracks, it gives off an ion of calcium. The ion of calcium then goes into the body, does over 120,000 hormonal and chemical processes, and creates more calcium. That's the power of this invisible ion. It's the most powerful thing in the human body. Now, by the time you're 30, it starts to decline. This here creates that. But it also will get the calcium that was displaced because you were inflamed and acidic, and it was trying to balance. That's what calcium does, tries to balance your pH in your blood and in your tissues and in your organs. And the more acidic you are, the more sugar you eat, the more anxiety you have, the more you're going to pull calcium from your bones until you're like Swiss cheese. And that's why people don't fall down and break their bones. Their bones break and then they fall. And that's most older people. So, did you ever see people, I feel stiff every morning? Well, those people are crystallizing. The scar tissue is losing its light and frequency. And the connective tissue is actually drying up. And that's why Grandpa's stiff as a board. He's calcified. His actual tendons and ligaments are becoming like beef jerky. Just like the same beef jerky you chew. It's the same beef jerky that people have around their SI joints and they have sciatic pain coming down. Or the same thing in the shoulder and they've got rotator cuff problems. Or they have like carpal tunnel syndrome. Or they're bone on bone, which they're not. It's the actual cartilage was calcified. You can actually get the calcification out. And you know what? You can be down to only 10% cartilage and it'll grow back. Did you know that? So the reality is this will go in and it'll help to decalcify. It will help to create more calcium ions. It will actually create a frequency into these tissues. And guess what? We can get somebody that has a fibroid. They have so calcified and stiff. We go in and we do 50 pulses about per square inch. We'll go in at about 10, which is the level 10, usually the highest. And then what we'll do is when we go in there, we can prove it. We'll show it on, we'll get somebody here, okay, that's got like really tough beef jerky. You know, you can see they're in pain all the time, or they waddle like a duck, or their knee is always feel like it's going to go out, okay? Their neck is so stiff they can't shoulder check. And we can do the cell sonic. But first I'll go in with my elbow and show you the toughness of it, and I'll let people feel it. Then we'll go in with the cell sonic. And guess what? We can do an hour treatment in 10, 15 minutes. That's the difference. Now, without this, we'll go in and we'll do the same thing, but it's going to take us an hour. It's going to take us longer because we have to go slowly and lovingly, and we've got to pull the fibers apart. When we go in and work on people, they come in with they can come in with a cane, and they don't need the cane to go up and down the stairs when they leave. Not everyone. They can get rid of their walker. People can get out of the wheelchair. Most people in the wheelchairs aren't crippled. They're crippled here. They believe that they're never going to get out because they've gone to everyone and nobody seems to be able to help them. I'm not trying to put down other therapists. I'm trying to tell you, I don't know another group in the world, except for Braveheart Nation, every one of my practitioners give a money-back guarantee that on the first treatment we'll do more than all the other treatments put together. You'll push yourself and you will tear out something. And understand something. Any injury that you boys get, even though you're young, that injury is going to come back on you when you're 50 and 60 or 70 years old. And you're going to go, God dang it. Because any time that you tear a muscle, that you pull a tendon, you pull a ligament, okay, you damage the cartilage, it replaces it with scar tissue. Anytime that you heal from hurting yourself, if you get a non-surgical therapist to go in there for 10 minutes, you'll never, it could be a half an hour, it depends how calcified it is, how much scar tissue, you will never have to deal with that again in your life. Because they're going to pull the fibers apart, allow the energy to come in, and the elasticity goes. Now, do you want to know something? When you tear something, the body will over heal it, send too much fibrin like, okay? And guess what? It also, because when you injure yourself, depending on how bad the injury is and how much you react to it will depend on how much histamine and adrenaline you dump in your body. That's like super glue. It will actually super glue the fibers. They should have blood flow and lymph going through them with energy. It'll stick the fibers together, and then guess what happens? It doesn't end there. It starts to close down and it becomes a knot. I've got a knot in my neck, I got a knot in my knee, I got a knot in my back. Okay, and guess what? We will untie the knot and bring the fibers apart, and we're not getting rid of scar tissue. We're restoring the life force back into the tissue, and now it's back. And this thing here, people don't believe it, but it'll shut down stage 3 and 4 inflammation. Do you get that? So understand, everything is a frequency, and everything that you eat and drink and all the therapy that you do is trying to raise the frequency up so that you can bring back the frequency that says you're healthy again. Remember that. You can turn illness on with a frequency. You can turn illness off with a frequency. You can turn somebody on with a frequency, I love you. Or you can turn them off with a frequency, I hate you. And everything is frequency on this planet. So what we're doing is we're going to increase the circulation and restore the frequency, and that's how you restore the healing. So understand this. How long do you think it would take if you ate better and you were full of scar tissue? You're not getting rid of it. You'll stop building it maybe, but if it's old and it's a big physical block of scar tissue and calcium, that's like a beaver dam. You're going to be blocking things, which means, guess what? You can't stop energy. If I have a beaver dam, is there pressure coming up against it from the water? And the more that that beaver dam fills in, it's going to block the water, and it's going to overflow onto, get wider, and even onto the ground, maybe flood the homes around the area. So understand, if the energy can't flow throughout the body, that's where the swelling comes in, the pain comes in, the stiffness comes in, okay? All right? And understand, as soon as you get rid of the physical block, whether it's scar tissue crystallization or it's calcium, you have no more pain, and you have your flexibility. You have, now you can, oh my God, I can move my arm. You watch when somebody's here. We're going to say, okay, well, let's see if you can lift your leg up. Nope, can't do it. And then I'll work on their SI joint, or maybe I'll do some Celsonic if they want. Okay? I mean, when you guys come, if you do come, we'll be doing a special price if you want to try it. And if you don't want to try it, we'll show you the non-surgical. The non-surgical works. We have thousands of therapists that do non-surgical around the world. And they don't all have a Celsonic. We show this because we have what's called a power pack. We have a device that's called a cardio med bed. And you can have somebody with a 92, 93% heart block. You know, that's huge, right? In 35 to 37 hours on this bed, they have a brand new set of arteries, even if we didn't change their diet. Are you with me? So the reality is this, is that if you've got perfect circulation, and we can bring your vibration up electrically because we're electrical beings. Does everybody understand something? That when you pass from this body, there's no electricity in it. somebody that is ill and can't get out of bed, they have very little electricity. The sicker you are, the less electricity you have, the less energy you have, the more mitochondrial damage you have. And our job is to fix the mitochondria which are in the cell. Nobody has a disease and nobody has cancer unless they have mitochondrial damage. And when you have mitochondrial damage, that's when you don't make ATP, and ATP is what creates your energy. Oh, listen, if my mitochondria weren't working great, I wouldn't have this energy. I mean, I showed what I ate today. I'm not lying. It was a little bowl of rice and a salad. I had a quart of green juice, 1 glass of carrot juice, and I had my supplements and my water with my Black Diamond. That's what I did today. Most people go, how's he even standing? Well, because it's not about the food. It's about the frequency. How high do you vibrate? How fast do you let yourself off the hook? How fast do you let other people off the hook? How forgiving are you? But that doesn't mean that you let a drug addict back into your life, an alcoholic back into your life. It doesn't mean that you keep returning to a relationship that's abusive. Do you understand? I have unconditional love for you and I forgive you, but guess what? My life cannot have this in my life anymore. That's called unconditional love for yourself and having unconditional love for others, because that person should go find someone that drinks with them, does drugs with them. The reality is this: we don't do death to us part anymore. That's not true. That was something the church gave us. Understand something. On every level, I'm going to try to deliver the best that I can and be the best human being that I can. And I already told you that I'm not meant for anybody except maybe 1 out of 1,000 people. I get it. But that doesn't mean I still come on the platform. I'm still going to put the information out there. Is there anybody out there? Okay? I get it. But I'm not here for the masses. Understand that, okay? Yes?
Are you taking appointments tonight for Sunday for this use?
No, when we come, we'll pick people. I mean, when people want appointments for the Cellsonic, they can book that with Debbie.
Okay, and do you have a business card? I could
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I can give you a call.
Yeah, and she'll be here all month.
Okay, let's do one little thing. It'll only take a minute, okay? All right? Let's see how well we can embrace something different, all right? Okay, are you ready? Okay, let's see if we can say it together. Just for the fun of it. Nobody can see you. I promise. Okay, here we go. Right?
I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment that I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself, first and foremost, before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. I am, I can, I am healed, I am Braveheart.
What if you actually believed in it? What if you actually lived that? Who would you hurt?
Nobody.
Okay, all right. All right, come on, let's all get in a circle here. We're going to do one more crazy thing, okay? All right? Here, we're going to do one more crazy thing because we can. I told you, guys, if you come to my course or you even come to this, you're going to do things that you've never done. Why would you want to go somewhere and do the same thing? Because you're going to have the same results.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Kimberly, what are we going to do?
Okay, so we're gonna do a little different.
No,
Let's
now.
spin on things.
Okay.
No, we're gonna count backwards. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna go 3, 2.
We're going to go 3,
1,
2, 1, and then we're going to roar. And guess what? We want to see these tiles fall down.
Ready? Okay, ready? So we go
3, 2, 1, roar! Thanks for joining us. God bless. Thank you.